Fargo-Moorhead Redhawks baseball is on the air tonight from Newman Outdoor Field. It is Game 2 of this 4-game series between the Fargo-Moorhead Redhawks and the Winnipeg Goldeyes. This longtime rivalry continues tonight, Game 2 of 4. Last night was a special night at Newman Outdoor Field on the north side of Fargo. It wasn't the Redhawks in action last night. For the first time ever, their alter ego team, it was the Fargo Woodchippers taking the field last night against Winnipeg. And Koiguchi looking good out of the gate. Krieger picking up the W in last night's win. Pretty impressive. 6 innings, 4 strikeouts, 8 hits, and just 2 runs. Meanwhile, at the plate, the Woodchippers got the bats going early. Juan Fernandez clubs his second home run of the season. This one inside the fair pole down the right field line. That gave the Redhawks an early lead. Oh, yeah, there was wood being chopped at Newman Outdoor Field last night. Superfan was here, over 4,000, nearly 4,100 in attendance for the Woodchippers. Tonight, the Fargo-Moorhead Redhawks will send Patrick Wicklander on the mound. He'll be facing this lineup as put forth by Logan Watkins leading off, Noah Marcelo in center, Ramon Brasco the DH tonight batting second, Robbie Enriquez hits third. The veteran Max Murphy, holder of many records for Winnipeg, batting cleanup. Keyshawn Lynch bats fifth. He is at second base again tonight. TJ Schofield Sam at third base. Ray Patrick Ditto, the shortstop, hit seventh. Rafael Pelletier at first base batting eighth. And catching tonight is Kevin Garcia. Garcia catching for Winnipeg. Redhawks defensively without Jesus Luhano. Got hit in the knee with a pitch last night. He's going to be okay. Jarris Richards in left, Andy Nelson in center, Dylan Thomas in right. Brian Fuentes, Aiden Byrne, Colby Wilkerson, Jose Sermo on the infield. Juan Fernandez catching. Here's Bob Roars. Bring the team up, Bobby.
Your Fargo-Moorhead
Redhawks taking the field here at Newman in their red tops, white pants, white numerals, and lettering. Last night they were the Fargo Woodchippers, the alter ego team. So they are 1-0 as a Woodchipper. And the Redhawks with the red tops tonight. By the way, the update on Jesus Luhano. I chatted with Jesus today. First guy, actually, almost second guy I saw. Angelo Cabral gave me something his fiance baked. Of course, there was food involved. Then went to Jesus Luhano. And it was just a look. Are we? And then he nodded. Yeah, we're good. So he's okay. Gonna sit out a little bit, at least tonight, just to let that heal. He got hit pretty hard. Those that were at the game last night saw that he was limping. Got hit in the knee with a pitch. And but Jesus, thumbs up is the word from Jesus Luhano and his manager Chris Coase, but out tonight. Patrick Wicklander, again, reigning pitcher of the week in the American Association. Wicklander's been sharp. His arm has been live, his stuff. And the 9 strikeout performance he's coming off of against Milwaukee, it wasn't a lot of secondary stuff. He was just blowing that 94, 95, 96 heat. And got a lot of work, got a lot of punch-outs with fastballs up in the zone and fastballs that snuck in. A live left-handed arm, Patrick Wicklander. Marcelo, Brasco, Enriquez, Murphy, Lynch, and Schofield Sam, Patrick Ditter, Pelletier, and Garcia. The umpires presented by Onstad Twitchell, your life, your law firm, with offices in West Fargo, Hillsborough, and Castleton. Behind the plate, calling balls and strikes tonight, Tom Swoboda. Swoboda behind the plate, Sergio Lucero at first, and Kevin Boltran is the umpire at third. Swoboda, Lucero, and Boltran, the outfield or the umpires tonight. Field looks great. We've been a little pattern here where the cool conditions have made themselves known this weekend. You know, this past week on Tuesday, I mentioned it was like a hairdryer here, like 90 degrees, and wind blowing out. And the wind the last several days have been blowing, kind of westerly, blowing to right field corner. We've got a little bit of that today. Kind of a crosswind left field corner to the right field corner. So we are set for baseball. Marcelo steps in, and the first pitch from Wicklander is high, and we're underway. 6:09 Central Time, temperature of 60 degrees. 6-0. 1 ball, no strikes on Marcelo, batting .292 in the season. The lefty with the corners in. The pitch is inside and low, ball 2. Talked with Chris Coase about the ability, and we saw Kyle Krieger last night pitching downhill. Yeah, he had a few walks, but boy, the times that he got ahead in the count, his put-away stuff was great. That's the same thing for Wicklander. Just work from a position of strength, and there's ball 3. And what can turn on you an instant, the walks have been up a bit for Fargo-Moorhead pitching, which has lent itself to traffic on the opposition, which has lent itself to runs scored by the opposition. So stay away from the free passes. Got to be the mantra tonight here on a Saturday night. There's a strike on 3-0. Now, Wicklander's got stuff to pitch around walks, but you don't want to have to consistently be in that tonight. So, Patrick, and as I mentioned, his last 2 starts, he has looked brilliant. Can he pack yet another good start together? Nice pitch. 91 inside edge, and the count runs full at 3-2. These two teams, game 3 tomorrow afternoon, 1 o'clock. 3-2 the count on Noah Marcelo. A lefty Wicklander. Long pause on the hill, and the payoff pitch is hit sharply into left field. A line drive, but right to Jarvis Richards, and there's out number 1. Where Marcelo tattooed that ball, but a line drive out to left field. And that's how you come back in that. Came back down 3-0 in that count. Came back to get the out. That's key. And here's Ramon Brasco. Switch hitter. Got a good crowd tonight. Blanket giveaway night tonight. And special things going on. The field recognition. And last night had its own flavor. That was quite the scene. Last night here in Fargo is the Fargo Woodchippers alter ego team. First offering up and away to Ramon. Brasco, 24 hits on the year. They can swing it from both sides of the plate. There's a strike high in the zone. Organ music tomorrow, that Sunday organ music. Got the big country day presented by Shiner Bach tomorrow. 1 ball, 1 strike. Good pitch. Ooh. Came a little bit up, maybe in. Wicklander with that tremendous, and I could see on Patrick's face that's the one that you run and cuts back in at 93. As a right-handed batter, you maybe give up on that, and then it just has that cut, that tail back over the inner part of the plate. Now the 2-1. That's a swing, couldn't hold up. Count evens up at 2 balls and 2 strikes. It feels fallish. Didn't remember many playoff games here. It's got that playoff feel. And the fact that it's Winnipeg in town, expected to see Terry Lee grab a bat here pretty soon for the Goldeyes. The 2-2 count. Wicklander waits at pitch clock at 2, now at 1. Now he fires one high for a ball. Now that's part of the Wicklander style. Using his pitches to disrupt timing, but also using that pitch clock, sometimes early, sometimes late. On the second straight batter, he's drawn full 2 and a swing and a miss. He struck him out. Why, Wicklander again comes back. That's the big stuff. 93 up in the zone. Great location, 2 up and 2 down for the Goldeyes here in the top of the first inning. That'll bring up Robbie Enriquez. Good to have you with us tonight on AA Baseball TV. As we sync that radio call into AA Baseball TV and the 365 digital channel 11.4 in our partnership with Valley News Live, and of course the flagship radio home of AM 740 The Fan. Here's Robbie Enriquez. The pitch is a strike. Now, Robbie Enriquez yesterday was 0 for 2, but drew 2 free passes in last night's game. The 0-1, good location. Man, Wicklander paints the outside corner. And as we said, in his last start, he's so brilliant against Milwaukee. He utilized a lot of just located heat. Fastballs up, as we just saw a strikeout using that. And then pinpoint cut stuff that is running in, running out. Swing and a foul tip held on by Juan Fernandez. And Patrick Wicklander picks up where he left off in Milwaukee. 3 up and 3 down for the Goldeyes here in the top of the first inning. 2 via the strikeout. We finish half inning tonight from Newman. Winnipeg nothing. Redhawks coming to bat. This is Redhawks baseball. Go to the bottom of the first inning here at Newman Outdoor Field. Rio Kamagashi. Kamagashi, the left-hander, is on the hill tonight. A Japanese left-hander. Got a little bit of Rio in the exhibition play. 7 games he's appeared in. Does have a save this year, 17 1/3 innings pitched. The Redhawks have to figure out this young left-hander. He spent some time in the Frontier League in Quebec. The lineup he'll face, Juan Fernandez moving to the leadoff spot tonight with Jesus Luhano getting a rest day. Trip Clark batting second, Dylan Thomas hits third. Jose Sermo, Colby Wilkerson, Jarris Richards, and Brian Fuentes, Andy Nelson, and Aiden Byrne rounding out the lineup tonight for the Fargo-Moorhead Redhawks. So here's the man they call Jimmy, an all-star right-handed batting catcher. Koiguchi into the motion, and the pitch is just a bit inside. Juan Fernandez got the numbers up again this year, 363 batting, 19 runs, 5 doubles, a triple, hit his second home run last night in the first inning. And the pitch is a strike down in the zone. One thing about Rio, this left-hander hides the ball well. Got a short, tight, compact. It's that ball in that mitt by his face, and then hides it in his back hip, and then boom, explodes, and Fernandez sends a bounding ball to third. Schofield Sam plays it on to first for out number 1. And with the temperatures around 60 degrees, some of the fellas here, and certainly I'd imagine, and the Redhawks have a number of the Latin players or those from warm weather climates, not used to 60 degrees in June. That brings up Trip Clark. Clark, speaking of numbers, ever since he's been inserted into that lineup, he has just played himself as an everyday man in the lineup for Chris Coast. Clark takes a tight slide piece in for a strike. Clark, a 2-hit night last night, homered his 3rd home run of the season, scored a couple of runs, walked twice, coming off a 5-hit game last Sunday in Milwaukee. The 0-1, Clark takes down the middle, strike 2. He's just taking a peek at what Koiguchi has. Opposite field power. So Max Murphy back there in right field knows that. Center fielder Marcelo shading him a bit to right center. The home run he hit last night was into center, right center. Clark swings and fouls back. Robello tire foul ball. Swing for the fences with Robello Ridge Track all-terrain tires. Available at Fargo Tire. Also available at Schumacher Goodyear in Fargo. 0-2 the count, and Trip Clark into the motion. Kamagashi's pitch. Oh, we got him. That's that slider coming in. Good pitch. 2 up and 2 down for the Redhawks here in the bottom of the first inning, and it brings up Dylan Thomas.
Right fielder, number 22, Dylan Thomas.
It has been an offensive Newman Outdoor Field dating back to the final game of the first homestand, where Lake Country put a 20-piece on the board, 20 runs, and then the Redhawks were on the road for 9. They came back home, and then the Redhawks past Tuesday scored 16 runs, 12 runs. Then that third game against Kansas City, as Thomas takes a breaking pitch inside. The third game was a 25-9. There was 25 runs scored. Then you look at last night, double-digit runs for the Redhawks, 10. Let's just say there's been a lot of offense for the fans here in the last couple of homestands. Thomas, good cut, fouls it straight back, right on net.
After Robello tire foul ball, Robello delivers complete game performance at a home run price. Shop today, Schumacher Goodyear.
1 ball, 1 strike, scoreless, bottom of the first. Everything about Koiguchi is he works quickly. He's ready already. The 1-1 pitch, and Thomas sends one towards the alley left center field. The wind is not going to hold this one up. That's in the deepest part of Newman. Thomas on his way to second. He's going to try for three. He's going to try for three, and he's going to make it standing up. A 2-out triple by the big leaguer, Dylan Thomas. That's Dylan's first triple of the season. Got that? Again, that's a crosswind, my friends. Left to right, and Thomas hit it into the grain of that crosswind, 390 plus feet, and he was thinking 3 bags from the get-go. Well, it's been a nice homestand for Dylan. The other day, early week, he hit his first grand slam of his career, and now today hits his first triple of this season. And now the Redhawks with a runner 90 feet away. And that'll bring up Jose Sermo. Switch inning, Jose Sermo, the Serminator. See if he can drive a run in here in the Redhawks' first inning. Koiguchi, the pitch, taken high for a ball. I saw Dylan during BP today, and he had his Track It Down Marge shirt on. So maybe that is you'll probably have that on again tomorrow. He's set by Koiguchi in the pitch home. Inside, ball 2. Here's how the Redhawks pack 2 switch hitters in their lineup together. Sermo and then Wilkerson. In that slight breeze from left to right. 2 on the count on Jose Sermo. And the pitch. Good pitch. Breaks in for a strike. Well, Jose putting numbers together. 9 homers on the season for Sermo. 29 runs batted in. Couple of balls and a strike on Sermo. And the pitch. Off-speed pitch inside. So a little bit of a change right there. 3-1. Being careful with Jose. The start Sermo had, maybe the best home run starts in the history of anybody in Redhawks baseball. He had 6 home runs in 6 games early on this season. The 3-1 is high. He walked it, but the Redhawks now with runners at the corners. So Kamagashi was not going to leave anything too good for Jose, and face the rookie, the young boy, who's been a tremendous addition to this club, and Colby Wilkerson. Again, Wilkerson's 98% of his hits this year has been a left-handed batter. Until last night, he got a double batting right-handed. Can he do it again here with 2 outs in the bottom of the first? The pitch, and he sends one back towards the middle. It is fielded by the shortstop, Ray Patrick Dinner, and he touches second base on his way back to the dugout. That'll do it for Fargo-Moorhead. Hey, the Redhawks here in the bottom of the first inning, no runs and a hit. They leave 2 on base. We played 1 today from Newman. Redhawks nothing, Goldeyes nothing. This is FM Redhawks baseball. Well, we go to the top of the second inning. Good-looking crowd here tonight at Newman Outdoor Field. Always a good-looking crowd at Newman Outdoor Field. A lot of people having fun. They got the stocking. They got some Redhawks stocking caps going on. The team store has all the goodies. And how many people thought in almost mid-June you're looking for stocking caps in the team store? But they got them. And some folks got those on tonight. Patrick Wicklander entering his second inning of work tonight. Hawks, or should we say the Chippers last night, winning 10-2. Winning so much better than not. And for the Fargo-Moorhead Redhawks, we've talked about the recipe. And again, we're early. This is, game 27 of the season. Max Murphy leads things off for the Goldeyes here in the top of the second. Murphy swings and fouls away. And one good thing, there are many things I love about the league, and it's independent league, it's partner league with MLB, but you see a lot of new blood in this league, whether it's those that have been released from Major League Baseball organizations that are getting back to affiliated ball. Murphy fouls off the pitch, or you see perhaps guys that weren't drafted that jump right into an American Association, maybe out of college, and the RedHawks have some of them. And then you see guys like this guy, Max Murphy, a household name in this league, a veteran, an all-star, among the career leaders in several categories for Winnipeg as the pitch sails high. And I know that one of the most beloved Goldeyes, not speaking for the Goldeyes organization, but I'd imagine if you were going to start retiring numbers in Winnipeg, Max Murphy would be there. The 1-2 pitch. Swing and a miss, and Patrick Wicklander got some stuff again tonight. And not to project, but if Wicklander keeps packing games like this, I wonder how long you're going to have this guy. I mean, that is just, he is, and in Kansas City looked sharp. Then he goes to Milwaukee, looked phenomenal. And now tonight he's retired his first 4 batters, 3 of them via the strikeout. And here's Keyshawn Lynch. And it's not like it's 99, 93, 94, 92, but he's painting the corner. There's another strike in there to Keyshawn Lynch. It's the command that he has shown. Got a good battery made at Juan Fernandez. Fuentes even at third. The pitch, just a bit down. Ball and a strike. Take a peek around that American Association here coming up. Kansas City already putting up crooked numbers again today. Somebody woke up the Monarchs. Here's the 1-1 pitch. Good pitch. Boy, took a little something off that and take it for a strike. Yeah, it was named the pitcher of the week with his last performance, and Wicklander saw Patrick before the game today, and he just looked eager to go out, like another day at the office for Patrick Wicklander. And what does he go with here? Ahead 1 ball and 2 strikes. From that set, pausing long, the pitch, fouled back. Lynch hitting at a 284 spot piece on the year. Keyshawn, a versatile guy for Logan Watkins. You can put Keyshawn a number of different spots. We've seen him play several positions last couple of years for Winnipeg. So the count remains 1-2 in a scoreless game on a Saturday night in Fargo, North Dakota. The 1-2 belted foul off to the right. Like to thank the El Zagel Shrine for being part of the RedHawks restaurant team this season and for providing delicious post-game meal for both teams and the umpires today. The Misfits, as they call their barbecue team, great job of catering special events, fantastic barbecue and more. Call the El Zagel Shrine for your next big occasion. And to get a hold of that Misfits barbecue team, 701-235-7521. Swing and a miss, and Wicklander pulled the wick. He pulled the string, and that is back-to-back-to-back-to-back strikeouts. 4 straight now for Patrick Wicklander. And that ball just that slide piece down low, and he is mixing and matching. I look to my right. Good to see my dear friend and one of the great voices of broadcasting in the country, Darren Looker, here tonight. He's got a buddy's birthday party in the suites today, and the PA voice of Ralph Engelstad Arena, play-by-play voice, UND Hockey. You can hear Darren, and good to see Darren also on our football broadcast with us. He and his beautiful bride and their friends enjoying a birthday in the suites tonight. 0-1 the count on TJ Schofield Sam. The pitch, high. Darren's probably glad to be at a stadium where he doesn't have to work. He works so much he can just sit back and enjoy a ball game. Coming down from Grand Forks area, the 1-1 pitch is a breaking pitch away. 2 balls and a strike. Speaking of North Dakota, got the UND party deck. Folks on it, the first base side. See some folks in that thriving field level lounge. On the left field end, the Surfside patio. A lot of great places to take in the game from a group standpoint. Wicklander versus Schofield Sam. The pitch is handcuffed and fouled off towards the red deluxe seats. Fans, a great game plan for your summer. Hit the road, catch an event, explore the outdoors, and make memories. In North Dakota, your next adventure is waiting at HelloND.com. TJ, Schofield, Sam. Wicklander, 4 strikeouts in a row. Can he make it 5? The 2-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. 5 straights for Patrick Wicklander. How about the start for the lefty? The former Arkansas Razorback. 3 up, 3 down. We played an inning and a half tonight from Newman. Winnipeg nothing. The Redhawks nothing. This is FM Redhawks baseball. Well, a cloudy, overcast sky tonight, cool temperatures, but you know what? We are outdoors playing baseball, and that's what it's all about. Blanket giveaway night tonight, and special night, certainly with the Winnipeg Goldeyes in town. Get a little giddy in this. It was like that before the St. Paul Saints became the Twins AAA affiliate. I think, not to speak for Redhawk fans, all of them, but I think you had the same feeling. Like Winnipeg and St. Paul were those 2 teams that you had the feeling. And, you know, now in the American Association, I think you get a little bit of that feeling still with Winnipeg, but also with Kansas City through Redhawk sides. Redhawks here on the top of the bottom of the second. Send up Jarris Richards, Brian Fuentes, and Andy Nelson.
Number 49, Jarris Richards.
Lefty Jarris Richards goes by JR if you see him downtown. Little nickname. Swinging and a foul tip in a first offering from Koiguchi. You got to figure out Koiguchi, again, tight to the plate. I mentioned about his ability to hide that ball. You know, we've seen the fastball, the slider, the changeup. The 0-1 pitch is a fastball away. 1 ball and 1 strike. Chris Coast, the manager of the Fargo-Moorhead Redhawks, World Series champion and third base coaching box. Joe Dominic, great ball player, baseball man, buried down the first base coach's box. There's that slow breaking pitch in for a strike. Richards down 1-2. Robbie Lopez, the bullpen coach. Caleb Carlisle, the clubhouse manager. Lissa Tapey, the athletic trainer. Some of the personnel for the Fargo-Moorhead Redhawks. Ball and 2 strikes on Richards. The pitch is a cutter away. 2-2. Left fielder Robbie Enriquez a step in, playing a shallow left again. We have a slight breeze. It's at times blowing out to right, at times left to right here in Newman. Nothing major, but enough. Ball fouled back on a play. 2 balls and 2 strikes. The count remains. Jarris Richards. I'm envious of Jarris's ability to grow hair on his face. This guy had one of the biggest beards as the start of the season. Then, in the last road trip, we were in Kansas City. As he pulls the ball to first, takes a hop into the chest area of Rafael Pelletier, who makes the play. And you ever have someone that all you've seen them is in a big beard, and it's a bearded guy, and then without you knowing it, they shave it, and then you run into that person, and you don't even know who that person is. It happened to me with Jarris Richards. I got in the elevator maybe that was in Sioux Falls. It was the first leg trip. And I didn't know Jarris had shaved off this big, thick beard he had. And I get in the elevator, but I'm assuming, I think, well, it's a Redhawks player. I'm thinking, did we just sign somebody new? Got to the ballpark, and I was sitting in the dugout there, BP, and I was chatting with Alyssa Tapey, the trainer. I went, hey, who's that? She goes, that's Jarris. He shaved his beard off, but he's got it coming in again. Batter here, Brian Fuentes, right-handed batting. Third baseman takes the ball, and there's a base knock for Brian. Fuentes' bat certainly coming alive at his homestead. Fuentes, former Dog, Chicago Dog, now Red Hawk. 15th hit of the year, and here's Andy Nelson. Andy Nelson getting the start today. Nice piece of hitting by Brian Fuentes because of Jesus Luhano. And boy, I tell you, getting hit by a pitch is part of baseball, but Andy Nelson getting the start today in center field because Jesus Luhano last night got clubbed by got hit by a pitch in his knee. And it was about as painful as that sounds. A fastball, and I know those of you watching, right on that that knee, and those watching AA Baseball TV see this, and it got him a little bit of that bone right above it, not protected. That was a 90-mile-an-hour pitch right to the knee. And he buckled, of course. Who wouldn't? It kind of got his breath and then got up and tried to put pressure and immediately kind of went down for a limp. Nelson takes a ball, now takes 2 balls. And the first thing you worry about is, is there something more than just a contusion, a bruise and swelling and things like that. And the good news today is Jesus gave me a thumbs up, talked to him, and it won't be long. We'll see Jesus back in that lineup. A 2-0 pitch. Nelson takes high. Now, Andy Nelson, Chris Coast talked about Andy in the pregame. Great utility guy. And I said, Chris, what do you ask Andy Nelson? What do you ask of him? And I loved his response. Be an athlete. Cover ground in the outfield. Last night, Nelly came in, got a base knock, stole a base. As I said, everybody should be lucky enough to have an Andy Nelson on their squad. 3-0 pitch, and there's a 4-pitch walk to Nelly, and the RedHawks have runners in first and second. 1 out for Aiden Byrne. And in this bottom of this order,
Number 3, Aiden Byrne.
if the RedHawks get consistent production from Fuentes, Nelson, Byrne, Katie bar the door, because that's when you know the bottom is doing things, goes to the top, and the top has been swinging it. So Aiden Byrne, the batter. Now Aiden Byrne springing a little bit better. Good to see that. Last night, Burnsy had a sacrifice, scored 2 runs. I always look at third baseman. TJ Schofield, Sam is back at third. The lefty, Kamagashi's pitch, and Byrne takes inside with a cutter. Not saying the surprise attack bunt. Whenever there's a lefty, and I look at the corners, and if he was to try to pull a surprise bunt attempt to get on, now Pelletier is somewhat even with the bag at first. And right now, they're going to make Koiguchi throw a strike. That's 6 balls in a row, and that's going to draw a visit out to the mound. So the Winnipeg Goldeyes, their pitching coach, Mark Brewer, in his 3rd year with the club. Logan Watkins, formerly in Cleburne. Logan, a tremendous manager. Look at these. Speaking of these organizations, when you look at the managers, just the managers and the staffs that they've had, I mean, Doug Simonik, who was a manager in Winnipeg, by the way, before he was a manager for Fargo-Moorhead, the RedHawks first. But Doug Simonik, you go into that all the way through to Chris Coast now, with Jim Bennett, Michael Schlack coming in there. But Hal Lanier, Doug Simonik, Hal Lanier, Rick Forney. I mean, man alive. 2-0 pitch is a strike. Yeah, there's from I was giving my Mike Jones, president of the posse, credit on that. Pitching coach visit, next pitch a strike. Mike has it at 81.7%. Boy, that guy's good at math. 2 on, scoreless game, bottom of 2. And he may have gone around. Yeah, just couldn't hold that bat. Anthony Renz last night, I was chatting with Anthony after the game in Chris Coast, because there was with all due respect to the first base umpire last night who was at home tonight, Colby Wilkerson got called on a check swing, which wasn't close. And 2-2 pitch, just a bit away. It just wasn't. I think probably was a little bit of a guess, and that's probably not good. But Anthony, I was talking that they use in some leagues now. They utilize technology for the check swings, and that might become a thing in the future. 3-2, we'll keep our eyes on the base runners, and the pitch is high, and guess what? The sacks are full of birds. Back-to-back walks, and now you've got the top of the order in Juan Fernandez, who had 4 runs batted in last night. We'll see if Jimmy can get one up in the air. And it would make sense because the check swing, I mean, let's not kid ourselves. At times it's a little bit of a 50-50. Now the RedHawks are poised here. Can they get a ball in the air in the outfield somewhere or a base hit in the outfield? Kamagashi's pitch is a wild pitch, and this is going to score a run. Fuentes comes in from third on the wild pitch, and it's 1-0 Fargo-Moorhead. Well, the Redhawks will take him any way they can get him. A tough ball right there. It hit the dirt and went right through the 5-hole. Kevin Garcia. Yeah, the wild pitch is one thing, those happened. It's the 2 walks prior to that loaded the bases. And that Rio got himself into trouble. And now Juan Fernandez trying to add on. Corners are in for Winnipeg. And a good pitch. Boy, that's the one. Jimmy taking all the way. 1-0 Fargo-Moorhead. Bottom of the second inning. Now you get one more would be just enough. At third base, Andy Nelson. Good speed of the base pass. Byrne at second. Fernandez takes a little bit up and in. 2 balls and a strike. And now the ball thrown back gets away. Super fan, a one-man cheering section. We can get these people jacked up. 2 balls, 1 strike on Juan Fernandez. The lefty from the set, the pitch. And Fernandez sends the ball in the air to right field. Drifting back, it is going to be deep enough. Caught by Murphy at the wall, but tagging is Andy Nelson. And it's 2-0 Fargo-Moorhead. Fernandez 5th run batted in already of the series. Boy, that had deja vu written all over it. That was a similar flight path of his home run last night. But got that ball up in the air, a sacrifice fly for Juan Fernandez. And Juan Fernandez with his 17th run batted into the season. And the Redhawks get a run on a wild pitch, now a sac fly. Can they mix in a 2-out knock? Batter is Trip Clark. And the pitch. Clark pulls when fouled. Off the railing. That'll make those birds on a wire move a little bit. Trip Clark, not only batting .373, he's an accountant in the offseason. The 0-1 pitch is a fastball away. Smart guy. And boy, does he know his sports. We're sitting just talking. He's the kind of guy that knows like the 4th player drafted by an NFL team, one of those, yeah. 1-1 pitch, good cut. Fouls it back. Little lobby of a hotel in the last road trip. Trip and I were just chatting football. He goes, yeah. And I said, yeah, their defense needs to improve. He goes, yeah, that 3rd guy they took in the 5th round of the draft 3 years ago. I'm like, what, Trip? What? How do you know that? 1-2 pitch. Fouled back. I grew up with my buddy Mark growing up in Willis, North Dakota. My brother Mark and Mike, both sports guys. And Mark was that way. He would know like the backup tight end of a team in the Big 12. Like, how do you know that? 2-0, Redhawks leading, bottom of the second. Well, Kamagashi struck out Trip in his first plate appearance last inning. And the 1-2, and inside and low, and Garcia catching tonight. Makes the stop. Goldeyes in their grays tonight with the red numerals, red hats. A lot of red. 2-2 the count. Can the Redhawks get that run in from third with 2 outs? The pitch to Clark. And just got a piece. Now Rovello tire, foul ball. Rovello delivering complete game performance at a home run price. In shop today, find yours in all 5 Fix-It Forward auto locations. And Fargo-Moorhead. And at Big Jim's Tire in Grand Forks, North Dakota. We'll see how this at bat ends. Hopefully with something good for Trip Clark. And again, got a piece. Stay in the bat, stay alive. Trip, not his God-given name, named after his grandpa Richard, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. Great athlete, comes from that. Couple of balls, couple of strikes. Well, one thing's for certain, Tripp has seen all of the stuff that Rio Kamagashi has thrown so far today, and he keeps fouling off. Well, a few seconds later, that might have hit that 649 coming in right on time. There it is. Two balls and two strikes on Tripp Clark. Koiguchi, the pitch is high, and Tripp's having one of those at-bats, my friend. One of those lengthy at-bats. On deck is Dylan Thomas, who tripled in his first at-bat. You know, Koiguchi trying to make that perfect pitch right here. Outfield back, infield back, and the payoff pitch. Strike! 3 called. He stuck a heater at the knees. The paying umpires felt low, but a strikeout pitch. And the second time, Koiguchi has struck out Tripp Clark, but the RedHawks get a couple of runs on a hit. There were no errors and one left. We play 2 tonight from Newman. Our score now, Fargo-Moorhead 2, Winnipeg nothing. This is FM RedHawks baseball. Hey, come out to Newman Outdoor Field. Don't throw away your game tickets when you leave the ballpark. Hold on to those. And by the way, you might want to flip those over and look at the backside, because on there you can present that ticket back and receive $200 off the purchase of a vehicle, or 10% off any service with a maximum of $200 off at Mazda and Kia of Fargo. Or present that ticket back for a buy one, get one free cheeseburger basket at Culver's. Both offers expire December 31st. I'd hate for you to be on New Year's Eve. You're going to drop the ball and look in the fridge, and there's that ticket back you haven't used yet for a buy one, get one free cheeseburger basket at Culver's. So save those tickets and hold on to them for great savings. Got a group together, like my buddy Darren and his friends today, celebrating a buddy's birthday. Get those groups together at discounts on various spots to sit. I mentioned the special sections here, picnic packages available. And I always give the RedHawks a call at 235-6161. Ray Patrick Ditter leading it off for Winnipeg. Takes the first offering low from Patrick Wicklander, and the pitch is inside and low. Well, Wicklander is streaking. He has retired his first 6, but 5 of them via the strikeout. This particular at-bat, he's going to have to come back again, though. A 2-0 pitch and a vastly wild pitch in front of the plate, 3-0. So Wicklander, who is about as good a rhythm as you're going to find a pitcher to start the game in the first 2 innings, has not been close here to start inning number 3. But we saw him come back and get the out on Noah Marcelo to lead off the game. Can he come back here against Ray Patrick Ditter? The pitch, that's a start, or strike at the knees. And close to 4,100 here last night. Was an active crowd. The fireworks, again, first class. 3-1 pitch, just a bit low, and there's your first base runner for Winnipeg. A leadoff walk here in the top of the 3rd. So again, for Patrick, get ahead and do your stuff. The first base runner for the Goldeyes. It brings up Rafael Pelletier, hitting .289. Left-handed batting catcher / first base tonight. Sermo holding out with Ray Patrick Ditter. He's always a threat to run. Putting those running gloves on, and now Wicklander stops and delivers a strike on the inside corner. Yeah, Wicklander's style, he's like a snowflake. How they say don't 2 snowflakes are ever the same. Like his pitching, there's 14 on the clock, now 13. Down to 11, down to 10, pausing longer. Looks over, now throws at 7, and it misses down and away. Now, it wouldn't be uncommon for him on this particular pitch to wait for the pitch clock to get down to 2 or 1. It's at 20 seconds, resets with the man on. You get a couple of disengagements, I should say, if you're going to throw over. You look over to first, and there's the first disengagement, and keeping Patrick Ditter close to the bag. These two teams will square off again tomorrow afternoon at 1, and then Monday night at 7:02. And the Redhawks hit the road to Oconomowoc, Wisconsin. The 1-1 pitch, ball 2. Well, the third inning a little different for Patrick Wicklander, and he's got a 2-0 lead. Well, you hope the lefty certainly has it in him to find it again, come back, work ahead. The set and the pitch, good pitch. Got a soft fly behind short. Wind knocking it down. Byrne angles his body perfectly and makes the catch. And Byrne knows that that slight breeze is going to blow the ball back towards the right side. So he didn't run left. He just kind of shuffled straight back, positioned himself. That's how you do it. And that's a big out. It'll bring up Kevin Garcia. Born in San Jose, California, Patrick Wicklander takes a peek at the runner. Here's that pause effect, and now the throw over. Taken by the Tampa Bay Rays in the 8th round of the 2021 Major League June draft, the amateur draft, pitched at the University of Arkansas. He's been involved in some big collegiate games, as I mentioned, a product of the Rays organization. A little taste of AAA baseball, this left-hander for the Redhawks. Here's a ground ball, might be 2. Wilkerson late to get it out of his mitt to Byrne, but there's that hose that Aiden Byrne has. And that's a double play presented by Wired Electric. Providing expert heating, air conditioning, electrical services to keep your home comfortable, your business running smoothly year-round. Wired Electric, 4-6-3. That ends it in the top of the 3rd. 2.5 in the books. Redhawks 2. Goldeyes nothing. This is Redhawks baseball.
Back to you, Bob.
Oh, the old spin the bat around and try to run dizzy. Hey, good contestants there. Those in-between games, the things. When did that? My guess would be maybe St. Paul. I mean, they've been innovators as far as in-between innings actions. The Redhawks have had that for 31 years, something. But trying to think, when we first saw that in baseball, Dylan Thomas leads it off here in the bottom of the 3rd inning. Thomas, Sermo, and Colby Wilkerson. Well, Dylan wrapped a triple to left center field, his first at bat. The pitch on the way, and Thomas turns on one. If it's fair, it's gone. It is out of the park. It's fair. Marge struck it down. Dylan Thomas just sent one over Albright Boulevard, and it's 3-0 Fargo-Moorhead. How about that? Oh, the big legger is swinging the bat here at Newman. He's tripled and homered in tonight's game. Dylan Thomas, he's going to send another track it down. Marge shirt out. So track it down, Marge. Thank you, CI Sport. And Dylan Thomas is now clothing people with those home runs and those shirts going out as Sermo takes a strike. Well, I mentioned Dylan wore that track it down Marge shirt in the cage today. He's tripled and homered. I'm just saying, bombs for moms, and DT is 6th homer of the season. And the pitch. Sermo swings and fouls to the right.
Thanks to the FM Redhawks and each of the home run heroes for their support of children and families throughout the community.
Well, they're dancing in Houston. 438 down the line. Right field line is 314. Do the math. He sent that over the street. Sermo takes high. Mentioned here at Newman, it gets short down that right field line, but that ball's out at any part of Newman Outdoor Field. The lefty's 1-2. Jazzed a bit down, cuts low. Well, those 2 good swings Thomas has had tonight. Couple of balls, couple of strikes. on Jose Sermo. And the 2-2. Sermo, look out. Nearly took his manager Chris Coset off at third. Now Coaster, he's been on that field for many, many games as a manager, as a player. But that one came in 3D for Chris. 2-2 the count remains. Kamagashi the pitch. Swing and a miss, he got him. Came down with that tight slider. Good pitch. Boy, Rio does have that good slide piece that he throws. That home run by Dylan Thomas, the Village Family Service Center, would once again thank the RedHawks and West Acres Development for their partnership in this season Home Run Heroes event, and these season superheroes like S&S Promotional Group, Pepsi, and Bell Bank. Batter here, Colby Wilkerson. And he sends a fly ball in the air to left. The wind is going to pull this more towards shallow left center. Robbie Enriquez over to make the catch, and there is out number 2. Brings up Jarris Richards. I like the fact that first base umpire on Dylan's home run, Sergio Lucera, as it was heading over the park, he didn't wait to call it. He pointed at this is fair. He saw it go over fair. It may have landed eventually foul, but it went over that fence fair. And here's a knock by JR. Richards pulls the base into right field. 25th hit of the season for Jarris Richards. You get some balls like that are just titanic shots. And sometimes you get someone to wait and judge it and see where it goes over. I like the fact that Sergio, the second that thing left and got towards that fair pole, he pointed immediately like, I'm not waiting around. This is a fair ball and a big fly. So a 2-out hit now for Richards, and the pitch is a strike in there to Brian Fuentes, who's 1 for 1. Boy, things happening in Sioux Falls with Kansas City again. The Monarchs have hit 6 home runs through 4 innings tonight. 1 strike and a big cut here by Brian Fuentes. They put up 25 runs a couple of nights ago in Fargo, 16 last night, and here tonight in Sioux Falls, they've already had 6 home runs through 4 innings. Yikes. Like I said, somebody woke up Kansas City's bats. 0-2 the count on Fuentes. Kamagoshi's pitch is on the outside corner. A little backdoor breaking action. He struck him out. Well, the RedHawks get the home run from Dylan Thomas. 1 run, 2 hits, no errors, 1 left. And we are through 3 tonight at Newman. After 3 innings of baseball, new score. It's Fargo-Moorhead Redhawks 3, Winnipeg nothing. This is FM RedHawks baseball. Bombs for moms. Dylan Thomas sending one past Albright Boulevard into the parking lot behind the berm in right field. And slight breeze tonight blowing a little bit towards right field. But when you're hitting balls 400 and change, it sometimes doesn't matter. And Dylan Thomas has also tripled tonight against the grain to left center. So he is, I'm not going to say he's going to hit the cycle tonight. But if you knock the home run and triple out right away, you put yourself in a position. The only thing Dylan cares about is the RedHawks winning a baseball game. But the RedHawks have now leading at 3-0. Got 2 runs in the second. And the home run by Thomas in the bottom of 3. 3-0. Top of the 4th inning, top of the Winnipeg Goldeyes lineup. Noah Marcelo, Ramon Brasco, and Robbie Enriquez in a moment. Jack's Mount Rushmore in the 4. Patrick Wicklander, his 4th inning of work. He does have a walk, but he's faced the minimum as he throws a strike into Noah Marcelo because of the double play ball. Well, you know what? Since DT's on one of those heaters tonight, a triple a home run, why not? And we maybe have had, I don't know if we've had or not, but your top 4 people, past or present, you would love to meet and get an autograph with, spend some time with, say you met. You know what I'm talking about, the top 4 people of all time with the initials DT for Dylan Thomas. I mean, you meet this DT 3 days later, you're at a coffee shop with your friend Kevin, And you say, you're not going to believe who I bumped into and met. I met blank. Swing and a foul. Boy, things are falling off at home plate. Elbow pads, balls loose. 0-2, your top 4 DTs, past or present, that you'd like to meet. Is Jack going to come jump in the chair this half inning? Aiden or Jack? We got the one headset. 0-2 the count on Noah Marcelo. There you go. The lefty Wicklander. The 0-2 pitch. Little tapper foul. So that's Jack's top 4 in the 4, as we've been doing since 1875, right after Taft was put in the White House. We've been doing it a long time. Your Jack's Mount Rushmore top 4 in the 4. This is Aiden. How you doing, bud?
Good. How are you?
This is the podcasters. These folks are here. We'll learn more about them tonight. It's just a special night at Newman Outdoor Field. In 96, when we started broadcasting, we didn't have a podcast. We just hoped we had a dial tone to connect our broadcast gear. Now, life is changing for the good. 0-2 pitch, lined and into right field. A base hit over the outstretched glove of Jose Sermo. Taking that big turn is Noah Marcelo, and the Goldeyes had their first hit tonight. So I'll reiterate. So here's what, in the 4th inning, we've started the Jacks Mount Rushmore in the 4, and I'll throw an initial out or a name, and so that's what we got going on, and people will respond. They already are. Your top 4 DTs, past or present, that you'd love to meet, get an autograph with. So let that sink in tonight. There's a camera over there. Look at that. There's it. Look at that. Look at this.
There we are.
Look at this. Look at the youth of this. Oh, wait a minute. The old guy, that's me. Yeah, that's it. The pod spotlight. No, what is the
Beyond the Spotlight podcast?
Beyond the Spotlight podcast. Batter here, Ramon Brasco. Wicklander from the set takes a peek over at first, and the left-hander snap throw. Talk a little bit about the podcast and who you brought. This is Noah.
Yeah, this is Noah,
Jack
our filmer.
back here.
And then Jack, he was the one who threw the first pitch.
Tremendous toss, Jack, and excellent name too, by the way. In a moment, I'll ask you what you might find on that podcast here. Brasco struck out his first at bat tonight. Look at the lead Marcelo has as Wicklander pitched away. And I have to throw this. Now, I'm assuming everybody knows what a podcast is, but for those that don't, what's a podcast?
So a podcast, we do an audio and visual podcast.
Okay.
So we sit down with a different guest every week, and we interview them, and then it's recorded online, and we put it out on YouTube. Swing
and a miss, big cunt there. And I know this, having my daughters, that's what, they love podcasts. I'll always preach radio and this and that. And that's the great thing about the platforms nowadays is that, man alive, looking back at my career in this, I wish I'd had a podcast, right?
I mean, they are pretty new.
We didn't have the internet. We had like 2 cups and a string, or walkie-talkies were big. Remember walkie-talkies? No, you don't. Of course you don't. Why would you have walkie-talkies? Ball and a strike, and the pitch. Inside and low ball, too. The neat thing about podcasts is that everybody has their own. You can be your own radio show host, right?
Yeah, it pretty much is the radio, but we can cut it. This is live all the time. If we mess up on our words, people hear it.
Noah's got that camera there, so you can edit this up, and then you package that together, and you put it out on your social platforms, and you can say, I was chatting with this broadcaster, big ears, 6'5", 2-1 pitch fouled away, 2-2 name Jack. The people that you interview, who chooses that, and what topics are you specific about that? Or is it just like people that have worked in the circus and at Dairy Queen?
No, not that. a lot of different business owners, a lot of social media people who are big on there. Different athletes like we did today.
Sure. I know you sat down, I think, with Jose.
Yep.
Sermo. I say Dairy Queen because I'm craving that right now, by the way. Oh, they got the runner pick. Can they get him at second? There's the throw. The tag is no. A safe call is made. This might bring Chris Coast out of the dugout just to ask. Kevin Boltran was right there. I mean, you agree with it. He was closer than everybody else.
Do you think that was safe?
Well, our angle, and we've got the benefit of video here, it looked like the throw might have been there and the tag was down. The only thing is is the arms extended. And Marcelo, I think, might have got his hands in there with a tag on the backside. On second thought, judging by the video we just saw.
But they're able to review this, right?
Not in this league, no.
Oh.
No, so the call is the call.
Okay.
Yeah.
So people get
that
really mad about that.
On that particular play, yes.
Yeah.
2-2 pitch. Swing! And a foul tip. He struck him out. Man, Patrick Wicklander, half a dozen strikeouts of the game. I will say this, that's the kind of call where if he's called out, I don't think Winnipeg argues too much. But he's called safe, and you see Redhawks went, well, he must have got it. It seems like one of those plays, right?
Right. Well, that's got to be so hard. The high speed watching them.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Well, umpires, as you know, that should be another podcast on the. You guys, you should get basketball referees and umpires or hockey officials. Here's Robbie Enriquez. He pitched from Wicklander, has jammed him right side. Sermo better get back to the bag. Wicklander says, I got it, Jose. He covers it well. Toss is made, 4-3 in the put out number 2.
Let me ask.
Yes, sir.
What position did you play?
I was a first baseman.
Okay.
Yeah, I was a first baseman. So I always joke that if you had less than 2 outs, I could get a run. And I swung it okay back. It was about 98 pounds ago. But it was fun. A first baseman. My brother was a first baseman. We kind of first baseman in our family, tall, lanky. Then I could do the splits.
Yep.
Now I could maybe still do it, but just not getting up, right?
Yeah, well, or you'd break something.
Right, that's right. A trainer would be called. Here's Max Murphy is swinging a miss. Yeah, that's where the track down Marge shirts. You see that the home runs. That's the home run call on that. And that's long story short. And you should never start a story with 2 outs. That's a rule in baseball. But Max Murphy's up, and he does tend to make contact. I was for those that don't know, when I was playing at North Dakota State, we played the University of Oklahoma, and some of our parents went on the trip, and I'd hit a home run against the Sooners, and you know how the little kids run after the ball. I was rounding first, and as I was going to second, my mother Marge, who just passed last year, but she ran and got her son's home run ball.
Oh,
so
wow.
now fast forward it to years, I'm the voice of the Redhawks, and the GM said you need a home run call. And that's the vision. I said, I'm going to use Track It Down Marge to honor Mother. That's the short story.
My dad actually told me that exact story
Did
today.
He?
Yep.
Your dad's a dude. Maury Wills, my longtime partner and a former Dodger, and he's since passed. But Maury and I said, let's not say the story for 3 years on the air. So we never did. And people thought he must use Track It Down Marge to reference Marge's husband, Homer Simpson. Like Marge and Homer, right? And we were like, yeah, go with it.
Yeah,
use that. But it's not. 0-2 the count on Murphy, and a pitch is high. I'm excited. You guys, the youth, I'm so impressed. And I have a chance to speak to, up and coming and in colleges and things like that. That you guys are so good. I was watching you interact with people on your podcasts and, sitting down with Jose. It's just awesome because it's not easy to do.
No. But
1-2 pitch into right field. That's a base hit for Max Murphy. Marcelo scores, and Winnipeg is on the board, trending at 3-1. Right?
Sitting down with Jose, that was a great interview, though. That he had quite the story to tell, and he's been around for a long time. But he loves baseball.
He does, and he's a good personality. My guess is you didn't have to, get him going to start talking, right?
No,
Yeah.
We just asked our questions, and he took them, and, man, he was good.
I don't know about you and your podcasts and the people you get a chance to meet, but, it's always fun talking about baseball with these guys and doing that. But really, what I think where the money's at, where the nuggets are, here's the strike, is some of the stuff that maybe not even be related to baseball per se. Mm-hmm. Those were I always call the gold. That's the stories. Last Friday night I was in an emergency room in Milwaukee, Wisconsin with Jose Sermo as Juan Fernandez was getting tests done on kidney stones.
Oh, really?
Yes. So we were in the 3 o'clock in the morning, and it's me and Alyssa Tabor, the trainer, and Jose Sermo sitting in an ER in Milwaukee, stealing the rubber gloves that they have that they use and blowing them up like a cow's udder. What else would you do when you're waiting for
when you're bored, yeah.
Right? There's a pitch inside 2-1. But it's that stuff. So I remember calling his home runs, but I'm going to remember more sitting in an ER, right?
Right, and you remember how good of a guy he is, too.
Exactly. Yeah, he and his wife have started. They're involved in something. I'm sure he probably I don't know, talked about that for financially strapped kids to get them equipment and things. 2 balls and a strike. 3-1 Redhawks lead. Good pitch, a little bit high. Is there some of the podcasts you guys have done, are there already people that stand out to you already that you remember?
There's a couple that stand out to me. One of them, Carrie Hoffman, her son was thrown off the balcony at Mall of America however many years ago.
That is right.
Yeah, and we got to interview and sit down with her, and she talked about that story.
Strike 2.
And that was pretty incredible.
That is, that's amazing. I remember that story. Can you imagine?
Yeah.
These are all, I was going to say, these are all available on a podcast, right? Yes.
Yes.
Yes, it's my radio mind thinking. If you miss the radio show, they're available. What do you say?
They don't have to listen to it live.
If you miss the podcast, they'll be available on radio. Runner will take off from first. Murphy, the payoff pitch coming to Keyshawn Lynch from Patrick Wicklander. And time is called. Yeah, that is, that life stuff, can you imagine?
No, it was a pretty incredible story. We've also interviewed some other big artists, some song artists.
Sure.
Some big local, the C-Boys around here are pretty locally known, and so those have been some pretty good interviews as well.
Here's a payoff pitch, fouled away. You originate out of what area?
Well, we started our podcast in Wahpeton, North Dakota.
Yep.
But I'm from Fargo, and then Jack is from Breckenridge.
From Breck.
So.
Oh, sure. Oh, you got the Red Road Valley all covered up right there.
Yep. No, it's been an honor for you guys to let us come out here today. It was awesome with Jack throwing out the first pitch.
Plus, you've been hanging with Teresa, who you know is a saint.
She's the best. She's the best.
Payoff pitch is ball 4 outside. Yeah, what an opportunity. We talk about the youth, and I'm sure your pops, I'm sure you've heard it back in my day. How many back in my days have you heard?
Every once in a while.
But can you imagine, I look at this, and my gentleman's a young broadcaster, is a good broadcaster. He's from Oregon. It's Trevor Curl. He's the voice of Winnipeg. He's a young guy, does a great job. But if I'd have had a cell phone, like when I was 12 back in the 70s, 80s, and I'd have been like, this is the best thing in the world.
Yeah.
We can do our own.
Well, and now people are growing up, and it's just normal. Everyone has a
it's just
phone
part
now.
of your thing. And
And
then your ability to use that and bring information like that, like the
it
folks
is pretty
you bring
incredible, the technology in the last, 20 years.
Yeah, and having a podcast, and then, because everybody's got a story. You've learned that now, right? Everybody has a story. Everybody. You could randomly go to the mall and just grab someone, sit down with them, and I'll bet you they've got a story.
Exactly. They got a story to tell, how they get there, and that's kind of what it's about. We love.
Well, the Redhawks are leading 3-1, but here's TJ Schofield Sam facing Wicklander, lefty on lefty. Not a bad pitch, but a little bit in.
Yeah, we love interviewing different people. It's called Beyond the Spotlight because these people have a spotlight on them, but we like to go deeper and figure out, how did you get there? How did you become a baseball player?
Love that. Hawks need to get out number 3. Got a lot of DTs coming in. I asked the question on the Jack's Mount Rushmore top 4. That's the thing about social media, though. I get them through the Facebook DMs, Insta DMs, emails. My man Matt in Florida says the original DT. I'd love to meet Derek Thomas. I've met him, former Kansas City Chiefs. Ball fouled away. Darren chiming in. My man D. Look says, we're submitting Dick Trickle. That's a race car driver. Teresa's looking at me. You can't say that on a broadcast. That's a name, Teresa. And Dave Thomas, the founder of Wendy's. He'd be fun to meet.
Yeah.
1-2 the count on TJ Schofield. Sam the pitch. Just a bit outside. Oh, Donald Trump. Yeah, that'd be an intriguing sit down.
It would do well. That would do well. That's for sure.
He actually, it would, whatever your politics are. Phone lines are open. Who are you voting for? No, it's not that. But he would actually be great in this environment where he doesn't have to talk politics. Right. He can just talk baseball.
Well, that's kind of our goal sometimes, too. If we're talking to a
2-2 pitch sent in the air to shallow left field. Jarris Richards is on to make the hit. Hang around, Aiden. Don't go anywhere.
All right. I'm staying here.
The RedHawks podcast broadcast continues in a moment. Goldeyes get a run after 3.5. It's Fargo-Moorhead 3, Winnipeg 1. This is FM RedHawks baseball. Well, we go to the bottom of the 4th inning here at Newman Outdoor Field. Good to have you with us tonight. Even though a little overcast tonight, it's a gorgeous night for baseball. Beyond the Spotlight podcasts. Got the boys in here. We're representing Watt, Breck, Fargo-Moorhead, the whole area over there. This is good stuff. And Andy Nelson leads it off, followed by Aiden Byrne and Juan Fernandez. Yeah, we're doing our Mount Rushmore in the 4. You can keep submitting those. I love this junior PA. Oh, Danny Thomas is another one. I love the junior PA. And we used to... Back 30 years ago, they all run together. So a long time ago, let's just put it that way, we had speaking of youth doing things, there's a strike. We, RedHawks were playing Winnipeg, and we did this thing called I think it was the Pepsi Junior broadcast. So we'd bring a 9-year-old or an 8-year-old in, and he'd sit like you are now but he wouldn't talk about podcasts.
Yeah.
and just enamored, like you just staring like with the headphones on him. And trying to get, the youth to talk. Oh, how old are you, son?
Yep.
Where do you go to school? Those things. Oh, to the count of Andy Nelson. So we actually brought him in late in the game, and it was like the 8th inning. Nelson sends a bounding ball to first, taken there by first sacker Rafael Pelletier. He flips to the pitcher. And I'll never forget this. He's sitting, and as he starts warming up, and I bet you get this on your podcast as you start moving along. Now, this little guy is kind of warming up, and he's sitting. And as the game's going on, and it's a tight ball game, and I said, well, that's good there, Andy. There's a walk, and the RedHawks have a man on, down by 2. And as the inning got going, the RedHawks started to rally.
Okay.
But this kid also started warming up to talking, and he hasn't looked at the game yet. He's just staring at me.
Really?
And I said, where do you go? How old are you? I'm 7 years old. Oh, that's nice. Well, there's a base hit. The Hawks have 2 on here down by. Then the bases get loaded. And it's a pivotal part late in the season, playoffs on the line. And now the young man's like, he's sitting there, and I said, he's going to load the bases, and that'll bring up Darryl Motley. And the RedHawks have a chance to really get on top and blow this one out. How about that? And he goes, my friend Tim's having a birthday tomorrow. And it put things into perspective. He's just a little boy.
He wasn't thinking about the game.
But to your point about people tell a story, Aiden Byrne ahead in the count 2-0. He could care less if there was a grand slam.
Right. But everyone was ready.
Tim's birthday party's tomorrow.
That's pretty funny.
I'm like, well, that's terrific. 3-0 the count. Do you guys operate the podcast out of a studio in a home?
Yeah, we have a shop, and we have a studio at our shop, and then we also travel quite a bit. I would say 75% of the time we like to travel to our guests.
Sure, so. Like today with the RedHawks.
Exactly, and then you get a bunch of different sets as well.
3-1 pitch is fouled away.
Like this one was on the field, so that was a pretty cool set. We've never done a set on a baseball field before.
Awesome. So. Last night was quite the scene, too, here at the wood chipper night.
Yeah.
The alter ego night.
I heard about that. I heard that went well.
Yeah, that movie, came out in '96. I was talking with the players. Nobody'd seen it. It's like the Academy Award. 3-2 the count, and Aiden Byrne. Kamagashi the pitch, and Burnsy sends a foul ball. That'll be a souvenir.
Do you have any core games sitting in this chair?
Oh,
that you can remember?
Yeah, oh, yeah.
Any off the top of the head that come to your mind?
I'll tell you one thing. That young man down there at the third base coaching box, Chris Coast, is a story amongst himself, as you know. Waited, till he was 33 to break into the big leagues. But a 3-2 pitch and a swing and a foul tip held on. That's a strikeout. It was early in the RedHawks' career, and it was a night that was, imagine a dark night late in the fall, cool night, darker than a stack of black cats, just a pitch-like night. And Winnipeg had a pitcher named Jamie Ibarra who threw a tight slider. I mean, his ball would just come in. And Chris was a right-handed batter, and he's at the plate with the bases loaded, and it's pivotal playoff-type game. And count maybe got to 3-1, and he throws this pitch, and it's, no offense to the umpire behind the plate, it is a 1.5 foot outside. Should have been ball 4.
Right.
And Chris is walking down to first. There's a pitch inside. And you hear, strike!
Oh, no.
And the crowd goes ballistic. Like, how was that a strike? It's a ball 4. That should be a walk. So Chris has to walk back to home plate. Next pitch, he hits a grand slam home run.
No way.
And I get chills. I still get chills thinking of that. So you ask if I remember.
Yeah.
That's just one. But, it's where as an announcer, I'm trying to get in, say it, and then get out and let the crowd breathe over the broadcast.
Right.
You don't want to. And I could have just screamed anything. The
that
crowd was
would
so
be hard
loud.
not to. Are you ever up off the chair?
I haven't too many times. Trying to stay up. Because knowing me, I'm 6'5", I'd probably fall out the window.
Probably.
I would have fallen out that day. 1-2 the count on Juan Fernandez, the pitch, and he stays alive.
What about most home runs? Most home runs in one game.
Golly, there's been a few of those. We've had players that have hit 3. I didn't call Scott Miller, my late partner, when I moved away for a few years. Scotty stepped in, was the voice. Jesse Horlbeck hit 4 home runs in one day on Father's Day. Now, Jesse, battling cancer successfully, got a new baby, and I saw him at the park yesterday, but he hit 4 home runs on Father's Day with his dad here. Not from the area.
That's incredible.
Yeah, so there's been things like that Darryl Motley, former World Series champion of the Kansas City Royals back in '96, hit a ball. The wind must have been blowing 200 miles an hour, it felt like, out to left, and he was a big, strong guy. He hit a ball over that light pole out there,
Really?
And it just kept going and going. 2-2 pitch is low. So after the game, I'm thinking, I wonder if we can find that ball. So myself and the guy named Blair Tweet, grounds crew, and Tim Flacco, the GM, we went out to find the baseball after the game. We found it and measured the divot, and we measured over 600 feet.
No way.
Well, there's no way, but is there? Here's a line drive caught by the shortstop, Ray Patrick Ditter.
So that was right over there then?
Yeah, so we found it on the greenhouse, those buildings way back there.
Dang.
And no one will believe that it's a 617-foot home run, but we measured it.
Yeah. Yeah.
We're through 4 innings tonight at Newman.
That's incredible.
It's Fargo-Moorhead 3, Winnipeg 1. This is RedHawks baseball. It's my man James Cook on the radio side bumping back with that song. We're just rocking in the booth here. We go to the top of the 5th inning. Ray Patrick Ditter, Rafael Pelletier, and Kevin Garcia. Beyond the Spotlight podcast. And in the house, there we are. Those of you on AA Baseball TV. Look at these good-looking boys, man. They're smart. They're intelligent. They get great guests. Beyond the Spotlight, the human interest stories. Check their podcast. Again, how do people get your podcasts? Just
on YouTube, it's at Beyond the Spotlight Podcast.
At Beyond the Spotlight Podcasts.
It's also on Spotify and Apple Music. You can really find us anywhere.
Perfect. My man Jack right there. See that? There we go. We go to the 5th inning. Patrick Wicklander, the lefty. Do you set it? Do you on the podcast? You say, okay. Do you meet and say, okay, here's what we got coming up on Friday, or here's what we need, or here's what we're shooting to get? Do you?
It's very spontaneous, I will say. Like as we interview different people, we're always reaching out, and once they respond, we have to schedule a time and a day, and then Jack and I create our outline for how we want the story to go. Then we do our research on that particular person, so then we can ask educated questions, And then, and then once it's there, it's pretty free-flowing. We try and follow the outline, but a lot of the times the questions.
2-0 pitch in the air to center. Wind is going to fish line this right into the mid of Andy Nelson, the RedHawks center fielder for out number 1. Are there bucket list people that maybe that?
There are some. I mean, I don't know how realistic this is, but like Kevin Hart or Dwayne Johnson, like those would be amazing guests. But you could take it to a whole bunch of different levels. The governor, maybe some different politicians, maybe some different comedians.
Rafael Pelletier, the batter, left-handed batting first baseman today, sends a fly ball. And that ball maybe on a bounce.
That would have been so cool to catch on camera.
Oh, there's a catch down there, though.
He was so quick with that.
Superfans running away. I'm over here thinking that would have been so awesome for the podcast. We would have just left right now.
That would have been really
cool. We went
cool.
over and grabbed a bite to eat and called it a night.
For those who don't know, he has a fishnet.
That's what. Thank you. Appreciate that. That goes right in my fishnet holster right there. Took me 29 years to catch a ball. So close. It would have been so apropos beyond the spotlight. I could have been the headline. Local announcer catches ball in net.
That would have been really cool.
1-1 pitch is hit in the infield. This one will blow out towards the right side. Colby Wilkerson. It makes the catch, the former Tar Heel.
I will say, this is definitely different from our podcast. Like, there's a lot, like, all of the names.
Right.
I mean, I'm not very good with names, but all the names you have to know.
You've been great.
And then having a conversation at the same time of watching what's going on the
right.
field.
There's
oh
a little
my
bit of a thing to that.
No, it's a skill. That's a skill.
It's how smart you are, though. I tell young broadcasters, that's the most important thing first. The names.
Yeah, my goodness.
As you know, the names. That's it.
Yeah.
That brings up Kevin Garcia. This net, by the way, over the years, and Teresa's here, she'll tell you, that has trapped a bat. And I'm not talking about a bat.
Right.
I'm like,
yeah.
you know, blood, you know, vampires, and a rabbit.
Really?
Yeah.
Where were these animals?
The bat got into the RedHawks clubhouse a few years ago, and there's a ground ball up the middle into center field, a base hit by Garcia. It was several hours before the game. I wasn't even here yet, but I know when I got to my booth, my net was gone, and the guys saw there's a bat down loose in the clubhouse.
So they just took your net?
And the guy said, "Wait, Jack's got that net upstairs."
Yep.
So they grabbed it, and I walked in there, and they're jamming this net into the thing, and they got it and just let it out. And then what was it, a week ago, actually they found a rabbit. I don't know what that story was, but it caught a rabbit.
Wow.
And that net hasn't been cleaned. So my guess is I don't even know if like the Food and Drug Administration, I don't know who oversees the clean.
So have you even caught fish with that net?
No. Top of the order, swinging a foul tip. It hasn't left the boot, well, other than to get the bat and the rabbit. Yeah, that's, again, see, as you talked about the podcast, the stories not necessarily are the baseball.
Right.
It's this thing over here.
It's the silly things that go on.
3-1, the RedHawks lead it.
So how long have you been doing this?
The RedHawks since the start, and then I took a few years off when I moved for half a dozen years to Bismarck, but since then.
You said earlier you were one of the first 3?
Throw down to second, the ball loose. Yeah, I think when the RedHawks were starting, because you're hiring.
Yep.
You need to hire a GM. You need to hire this. And so they John Dietrich, who has since passed, God bless him, the GM. He's kind of a baseball gypsy. He helped build teams in Cleveland Indians. So they hired the GM, and then through other things. Well, we need a broadcaster. We needed this. We needed that. And it was at the station, and he came over to the radio station. He said, "I heard you're really good public address announcer," because I did some stuff with the Dome and did some basketball. I said, "Well, I kind of like to do the play-by-play."
Yeah.
And he goes, "Oh, I didn't know you did play-by. Let me hear a tape." 1-1 pitch is fouled away. So I kid you not, this is how you get a job, kids. So I didn't have the tapes I had were of Legion baseball, so it wasn't pro, it was high school and all that. So I went home and I turned a Cleveland Indians team at the time versus Seattle Major League game on the television, turned the sound down and recorded on a cassette deck 3 innings of play-by-play, brought that tape back to the station, put crowd music behind it, put that on the tape and gave it to John the next day, and he sat in his office, he listened to it, and he said, "That sounds terrific."
He said, You're
my guy. I went, well, there you go. Here's a ground ball hit to third. Fuentes has it, scoops it, transfers, and there's your inning. I am just thrilled to have these boys up here. You're a good man.
No, thank you for letting us do this. It's an honor.
Beyond the Spotlight podcast. You can find it on YouTube at Beyond the Spotlight. Wait to everybody in AA Baseball TV land. 3-1 RedHawks lead, and this is Hawks Baseball. For the 5th inning here at Newman Outdoor Field. Fans having a good time tonight. Of course, it is Saturday night at Newman Outdoor Field. I think Aiden and the group and Jack and Noah from Beyond the Spotlight broadcast talk about the history of RedHawks baseball, those retired numbers here at Newman. Jeff Bittiger, Jake Labor, Joe Mathis, Doug Simonik, of course, Roger Maris, Jackie Robinson. Well, let's see if the RedHawks can try to add on in the middle here. Trip Clark, and Kamagashi has had his number today. Struck him out swinging in the first, looking in the second. And Trip Clark, homer last night. Been tough to keep Trip Clark's bat down. And he smacks one to straightaway center field on a line, but Marcelo is there to go get it. And there's one away here in the fifth. There's Dylan Thomas. Well, Dylan, what do you have for at bat number 3 tonight? Thomas tripled to left center in the first. 400-plus foot bomb to right field in the third. And now he comes to bat in inning number 5. 2 for 2 with 7 total bases already today. And Thomas dumps the ball to left field. It's hanging up. Robbie Enriquez makes the catch. That would have been apropos because Thomas hit that triple to center, left center. That would have been he homered to right. It would have been fun to see a little opposite field single there to left. Their batter is Jose Sermo. So 2 up and 2 down for the RedHawks here in the bottom of the 5th inning. Score update from around the league. Lake Country, after dropping a couple, 114 straight. Dropped their last 2. They're up 4-2 on Lincoln in the 5th. Kane County have 5-1 on Gary tonight in the 4th. There's an off-speed pitch, a strike. Cleburne and Sioux City tied at 2 in the 6th inning in Sioux City, Iowa. Milwaukee and Chicago tied at 3 in the 6th in Rosemont, Illinois. Kamagashi the pitch, breaking pitch, and Sermo a swing and a miss. And the story continues for Kansas City. 25 runs 2 days ago. 16 last night, and they're up 15-0 tonight in the 6th in Sioux Falls. Wow. That's 56 runs now in the last 2.5 games. Sermo sends one high in the air to deep left center field. Way back there, and that ball is tracked down and caught on the warning track by Noah Marcelo. And Jose Sermo says, I don't know if I could hit it harder than that. He goes to the deepest part of Newman, but a long out. The RedHawks are out. We're through 5 tonight at Newman. It's Fargo-Moorhead 3, Winnipeg 1. This is RedHawks baseball. Oh, yeah, it is a Saturday night at Newman Outdoor Field. Superfan's got the T-shirt gun, and he's a couple of them haven't made over the netting, and it's a Saturday night crowd. They're like, come on, they're active. Well, we go to the top of the 6th. Had a ball game. 3-1. 3 runs, 4 hits, no errors for the hometown RedHawks. A run on 3 hits for Winnipeg. Ramon Brasco leads it off, followed by Robbie Enriquez and Max Murphy here in the 6th inning for Winnipeg. That'll be the third look at the lefty Patrick Wicklander. Again, Wicklander continues to pack together quality starts. Swing and a miss on the first offering. He ran that one down and away. You can celebrate your child's birthday with a Hawks game in the Sandy's Donuts Birthday Zone. Those are available for 10-plus people. And a lot of big, neat things involved in that. Delicious Sandy's Donuts and more. And souvenir programs. The RedHawks and Family Fair want to see you here at Newman this year. They've got a great deal. All Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday games are Family Fair games. A 1-1 pitch, lifted foul. What is a Family Fair game? Well, here's what you do. You bring in a Family Fair receipt of $25 or more to the RedHawks ticket office, and you'd get 2 first base bleacher tickets for any Sunday, Monday, or Tuesday game. It's that simple. So when you're out shopping there at Family Fair, keep that receipt, bring it to the ticket office. They'll get you a couple of tickets for any Sunday, Monday, Tuesday game. Ball and 2 strikes, and Ramon Brasco. From the set, the pitch is just a bit outside. Fargo Blues Fest happening here at Newman Friday and Saturday, July 24th and 25th. A couple of days of great music featuring national, regional acts, 3-time Grammy winner Bobby Rush, the Cashbox Kings, Larry McRae, Joanne Shaw Taylor, all these great acts. VIP packages available. 2-2 pitch. High. Get your tickets for that at FargoBlues.com. That's FargoBlues.com. Well, Patrick Wicklander trying to put away a tough hitter here in Ramon Brasco, and he walked him as he ran one away. That is the 3rd walk of the game for Patrick. Has half a dozen strikeouts today. Brings up Robbie Enriquez. Tying run comes to the plate for Winnipeg. Tonight, autograph night. Saturday nights are autograph nights at Newman after the game. College nights and Wednesday nights. Bring that college ID. Sundays, you got the organ music. That'll be tomorrow, among other things. Well, can you come back? Redhawks have turned 1 double play in tonight's game. The pitch is when almost hit the batter, Robbie Enriquez. And the front window. Tomorrow, Country Day, presented by Shiner Bach. You're going to have a chance to win tickets to area concerts and festivals, including North Dakota Country Fest. Also, Riley Green at Ralph Engelstad Arena. Tickets coming up. Festival, the Rising Festival, Lakes Jam. The 1-0 pitch is a high strike. Critical inning for Patrick Wicklander. He's reached the 6th here. At the heart of Winnipeg's lineup, Redhawks holding on to a 3-1 lead. The lefty's pitch is a breaking pitch away. Enriquez had squared his bat around. Monday night, Sanford, Roger Maris Cancer Center night, Dollar Dog night. Yep. Don't want to open the door for these Goldeyes. They certainly have the ability to run right through it. Sermo holding on with a runner at first. And the pitch fouled straight back. Tomorrow, Wyatt Cheney will get the start for the Redhawks. And Mitchell Lamson for Winnipeg. An active part of the city. North Fargo, a football camp going on the old Dakota field across the way. 2-2 the count on Robbie Enriquez. A man aboard for Winnipeg here in the top of the 6th. Lefty checks the runner and now frozen in time. And Enriquez says, I'm not playing your game. I get it. You're trying to mix my timing up here. You're waiting a little longer. I'm just going to call timeout. The musical stylings of Joe Lear tonight at Newman Outdoor Field. The 2-2 outside, ball 3. We'll see if Redhawks, any sign of trouble here for Patrick. Obviously, he came out of the gate, as good as you could get. Retiring his first 6 batters tonight, 5 via the strikeout. But last couple of innings, Winnipeg's had some traffic. Put a run across in the top of the 4th. 3-1 Redhawks lead. We'll keep our eye on Brasco at first. Does he take off or not? He does not. Payoff pitch is just a bit low. Back-to-back walks here in the 6th. The tying run now on base. Yeah, tight one there. That'll bring Juan Fernandez out to chat with him. That might buy some time for the bullpen to get loose. Twins fall today to St. Louis. And the Twins fought back today against the Cardinals to tie that at 4-4. And then Cards end up winning that one 9-6, so those two teams have split first two games of that series. Back at it tomorrow. Spurs and Knicks underway. Spurs +3. 5:50 to go in that first quarter. Must-win situation. Well, does Murphy lay a bunt down here? No. Instead, a ground ball to third, picked by Fuentes, touches third, goes to second for two, on to first, not in time. Nearly a triple play. Nearly a triple play. Fuentes gloves it, touches third for out number one, fires to second, 5-4 to get Enriquez. And that relay from Wicklander onto Jose Sermo is just not in time to get Max Murphy. If that ball is hit closer to the bag, maybe. If that ball is simply on the bag and Fuentes has it, but that's a huge double play turned by Brian Fuentes and thrown by Patrick Wicklander. And just like that, 2 outs for Keyshawn Lynch. A double play presented by Wired Electric, providing expert heating, air conditioning, and electrical services to keep your home comfortable and your business running smoothly all year round. Wired Electric, powering comfort on and off the field. So the Hawks have twisted 2 tonight. 3-1, Redhawks lead, 2 outs. Hawks have turned a triple play in their career. There's a strike. One ball, one strike. And a lot of them, that's how they develop. You get first and second. You get a hot smash by the bag at third. Grab it, step, throw, runner going. Pitch is inside. Good pitch to run on for Max Murphy. So a stolen base for Mad Max. Got himself in a scoring position. Well, Murphy in scoring position now with Keyshawn Lynch trying to drive him home. A base hit here could bring the Goldeyes within a run. Wicklander in search of out number 3. The pitch is a ground ball hit right to Colby Wilkerson, the second baseman. He'll toss it to Sermo. That's how you do it, Patrick. Back-to-back free passes to start the inning. Rolls a 5-4 double play. And then the ground ball out. So no runs, no hits, no errors, 1 left. We go to the bottom of the 6th inning. Still Fargo-Moorhead 3, Winnipeg 1. This is Redhawks baseball. Bottom half of the 6th inning in Newman Outdoor Field tonight. Thank you for choosing Redhawks baseball wherever you might be tonight and however you might be taking in the game tonight. Whether it is via the mobile app on our radio side, 740 The Fan. Whether that be on AA Baseball TV. Of course, you can get that on an app too on your phone, or the 365, digital channel 11.4, wherever you might be taking it in. Colby Wilkerson leads it off for the Redhawks here in the bottom of the 6th inning, 3-1. I don't feel like me, have been following the games as of late. 3-1 feels like a ball game. Again, remember, we've had 12, 16-6 and 12 5s and 25 9s and 10 2s, and we got a 3-1 game. Redhawks leading by 2. First pitch is strike to Colby Wilkerson. Koigashi's pitch, and Wilkerson sends a fly ball into the stands. Watch out, who wants this one? And one bounce into the net, and then comes softly back. I'm glad that, and then the ushers there to make sure. It's quite the scene, man, because we throw food out in the snack Michaels and T-shirts. These arenas, you're always throwing stuff at fans, right? They're catching T-shirts and Snickers bars and candy, and they're catching this and catching T-shirts and track and Mars shirts. You get that baseball that flies into the stands. Oh, and a strike 3 called is Koigashi. A backwards game. You get a baseball that heads up in the stands, and it is everybody for themselves. It is ducking for cover. Jarvis Richards the batter. And for Colby, another shot hopefully tonight. Richards 1 for 2 tonight. Rio Kamagashi. He's pitched a nice game tonight. Both have. A little breaking front door pitch there, and Richards fouls it off. Wicklander. We'll see if Patrick comes out in the 7, get his pitch count maybe elevate a little bit here, but got 6 good innings out of Patrick, and again he's packed together now several good starts. The 0-1 pitch, good offering, strike low in the zone. And Koiguchi goes about his business. For Logan Watkins, are you thrilled with that? With the Redhawks, the 110-2 last night as the Chippers up tonight. Here's a sinking line drive and caught at the shoelaces by Keyshawn Lynch, the second baseman. 2 outs. Batter's Brian Fuentes.
Third baseman, number 20, Brian Fuentes.
College World Series, Oklahoma shuts out Alabama today 9-0. That's double elimination round. Georgia leading Texas 2-0. Yeah, that College World Series, you know what's neat about that is that there are no repeat teams in this year from last year. It's in Omaha. West Virginia winning yesterday over Troy. North Carolina defeating Ole Miss. Pitch away. Eventually we'll have a draft. And then there's always movement. You know, it's the Major League draft, that amateur draft. You know, you got new blood coming into organizations, maybe some others being pushed out. And that also impacts leagues like this because you could see those guys here. Fuentes swings and sends a fly ball to center, right center. Catch made by Noah Marcelo. And Koiguchi, don't look now. He's retired his last 10 and 12 of his last 13. We're through 6, 3-1 Redhawks. This is Redhawks baseball. So the night done for Patrick Wicklander, but Wicklander was pretty special. You talk about setting the tone tonight. Wicklander certainly did that. He retired his first 6 batters of this game, 5 of them in a row via strikeout. He ends with 6 strikeouts, 6 innings, 3 hits, 1 run, 6 strikeouts, 4 walks. So Pelio on for Fargo-Moorhead here in the top of the 7th. Mason making his 12th appearance of the season. 18 in the 3rd innings, 20 strikeouts, 6 walks. He's 0-2 this season. Relief, so Pelio is on. TJ Schofield Sam leads things off for Winnipeg. The pitch, and Pelio delivers low. Good live arm here, Mason Pelio. We talk about from the right side. Get ahead, work ahead, get those outs, and here's a well-struck ball off the bat of Schofield Sam, but more towards the end, and drifting over to make the catch is Andy Nelson. Maybe not all barrel. Sounded good, just a little bit off that end of the stick. Ray Patrick Ditter. The batter. Chris Coe certainly comfortable with his bullpen. Likes the arms out there. Pelio's pitch is a strike. Cincinnati Reds draft pick, Mason Pelio, 12th round. Boston College boy. Played high school ball in San Diego. Swing and a miss, good breaking pitch. Mason's been well traveled. You know, you high school, living in San Diego, California. Go to college at Boston College in Massachusetts. And today pitching for the Fargo-Moorhead Redhawks. There's a check swing, and they say no, didn't go around. Nearly had. Pelio in that Reds organization, some high A work. And he throws an off-speed pitch low. Two balls and 2 strikes on Ray Patrick Ditter. Redhawks leading 3-1 here on a Saturday night in Fargo, North Dakota. 2-2 pitch is low. Well, the Redhawks starter Patrick Wicklander, as I mentioned, 6 strikeouts, 4 walks, but 3 hits, only 1 run, and rolled 2 double plays today. Those are big. None bigger than the one that Max Murphy hit into, and Murphy hit it hard. But Fuentes able to make the play at third, and those were big. But is a 2-run lead enough? Can the Redhawks bullpen now hold down the Winnipeg Goldeyes bats? 1 out, 3-2 the count on Ray Patrick Ditter, the pitch. High, he walked him. Well, the 5th walk of the game for Redhawks. Now 2 pitchers.
First baseman, number 45, Raphael Pelletier.
And that'll bring up the left-handed batting for Soccer tonight. Raphael Pelletier. He is 0 for 2 with a couple of fly ball outs. The pitch is away, ball 1. Pelletier. French sound there. Top 7. Hawks lead 3-1. Tying one to the plate for Winnipeg. Pitch. Swing and a miss. Pelio on the hill. Pelletier at the plate. And can the Redhawks roll 3 double plays in a game? The pitch. Jazzed a bit away. Redhawks will be in Winnipeg later this month. That's a road trip that's got a, you go north, come back, and go south kind of trip. 2-1 pitch hit high in the air to center. Well, Andy Nelson's been busy out there in center field today. Makes the catch. Can of corn for Andy. Good pitch by Mason Pelio. He gets Pelletier, 2 outs. We're going to Kevin Garcia. Left-handed batting Kevin Garcia. Garcia 1 for 2 in the game. Grounded into a double play in the 2nd and singled in the 5th and was left stranded. Runner at first. That's Ray Patrick Ditter in the pitch. Good pitch. Fastball 95 on the outer half. The Kansas City Monarch daily run watch continues. They've added 2 more, now have 17 runs today. 17-0 leading Sioux Falls. The 0-1 pitch. Lined in the right field, a base hit, and Garcia in that 9-hole today. Rounding second is Ray Patrick Ditter. He can fly. So now it's 1st and 3rd for Winnipeg. 2nd hit of the game for Kevin Garcia. And we go to the top of that Goldeyes lineup. And Noah Marcelo.
Center fielder, number 25, Noah Marcelo.
Now Kansas City put up 25 runs a few days ago here in Fargo, 16 last night in their victory over Sioux Falls, and 17-0 lead today. That's 58, by the way, if you're doing your math. Right now, it's all about Pelio trying to get out number 3. Goldeyes, the last several innings have been just like this. They're getting some boys on. They've stranded 4 runners in their last 3 trips to the plate. And we're on that cusp right here. Can the Redhawks again get that vital 3rd out and try to keep Winnipeg at bay? The runner at 3rd, Ray Patrick Ditter. Garcia at 1st, representing the tying run for the Goldeyes. 1 ball, no strikes on Marcelo. And jazzed a bit away. One for 3 in the game with a single and a run scored. He scored the only Winnipeg run thus far. So Pelio climbs back in the bump, leans into his battery mate, Juan Fernandez. Behind in the count, 2 balls and no strikes. Infield back. The pitch is in the dirt, ball 3. Got the switch inning. Ramon Brasco waiting on deck. Yeah, winning is hard. And now Mason going to have to come all the way back here and see if he can do it. Trying to preserve this for Patrick Wicklander. Would be in line for the win. Right now needs some strikes. That's the start. Noah Marcelo, right-handed batting center fielder, hitting .292 coming into the game tonight. And good speed. The pitch fouled back and the bat takes off. The ball is back there. And Caleb Carlisle, Redhawks clubhouse manager, will track the stick down for Noah. Ball boy will grab the ball. And the on-deck batter, Ramon Brasco, will bring some tar out here and let him sticky up that handle. Yesterday on a wood chipper night, bats were flying last night. We had a sawed-off bat last night at home at Newman here on wood chipper night, nonetheless. That the bat got sawed off and the barrel with the jagged edge flew out by the pitcher's mound and stuck like a javelin in the grass. 3-2 the count. Runner at first. Garcia will take off on the pitch. The payoff pitch. Swing and a miss. He got it. Mason Pelio. Mason Pelio. What a strikeout here in the 7th inning. Big pitch there, and Winnipeg fails to score. No runs, a hit. They strand 2 here in the 7th. It is time now for the 7th inning stretch, presented by Dairy Queen. 7th inning stretch here after 6.5. 3-1 Fargo-Moorhead. This is Redhawks baseball. What a catch in the stands. Andy Nelson leading things off. Well, I almost ditched out all the candy. Well, I'm exhausted. That was the most active candy toss we've had. 1-0 the count, and Nelly swings and goes through. New pitcher in the game, William Suarez, the key at call of the bullpen. Hard throwing right-hander here for Winnipeg. William Suarez on. Got a couple of innings of work in 3 games for the Fish this year. A strikeout and a walk. Hawks leading 3-1, bottom 7. The leg kick, Nelson. Oh my! Squared his bat, and Nelson took that right over the top of his helmet. And William is trying to throw a hard one in, and Nelly had squared to maybe bunt his way on, and man alive, he caught one right over the top of his helmet. That's frightening. That's 90 miles an hour coming right at the forehead. 2-1 the count on Nelly. The pitch is, and he comes back with a little spinning pitch in there for a strike. But I know this is the best fielding audience in the league, but the catch this young girl just had of the candy toss. There's a pitch a little bit outside, 3-2. I threw an airhead out. I'm not sure if you're familiar with that, Candy. And it is just flapping in the wind. I mean, it looked like a knuckleball express, and this little girl just snared that right out of thin air. It was a great catch. 3-2 the count. Sign her up. Ball 4, and the Redhawks have their leadoff man aboard. So, Nelly, that was an intriguing at-bat. And that ball coming high, tight, out, slider, strike, and he ends up drawing a free pass, and here's Aiden Byrne.
Number 3, Aiden Byrne.
Well, Chris Counts going through those signs at third. Does Burnsy a square here? I'd imagine the Goldeyes thinking that. TJ Schofield, Sam is even with the bag at third, so we'll see if old Aiden Byrne squares that bat around here. Nelson, a guy that could steal a base, by the way. And there he goes. The pitch is high. Throw to second is higher. Safe at second base. Nelly slides in safely, and there it is. A Sir Speedy stolen base. Give Sir Speedy a buzz, 298-9898. Go to SirSpeedyFargo.com. And Andy Nelson. Again, that's what Andy Nelson does. He can create a little havoc on the base pass. That's his 12th stolen base of the season. They have him with not being caught this year in the stats. And Byrne fouls off a bunt. But I believe that is incorrect. Andy was picked off at a bag, which goes down officially as a caught stealing earlier this year. I'll double check that. But whatever the case, I mean, that's effective. And the fact that Andy doesn't necessarily play every game shows you how good that is for Andy Nelson. He's an efficient ball player. Right now, Aiden Byrne has to move Nelson to third. He squares, and that's a tough bunt, and he got it down. Boy, Aiden Byrne, he's a magician with that bat. That is a legitimate sacrifice bunt on a ball coming up and in. Yeah, again, Aiden Byrne just a ball player, but that's not an easy one to bunt. That's coming up and in towards the chin. And my partner, I say it again, my late Maury Wills would be just screaming Aiden Byrne's name for joy. Doesn't make you $1 million, doesn't get your name in the paper, just helps win games. Fernandez takes a strike. Infield in for Winnipeg. Redhawks trying to add a run here in the bottom of the 7th inning. Suarez, big, tall, strong right-hander's pitch on the way and taken for a ball. Good eye, Juan Fernandez 0 for 2 in the game with a sacrifice fly and a run batted in. Had 4 RBI last night. The fish are in. The old adage of infield tight, hitter's delight. We'll see if Juan can shoot one through the infield. Well, he popped it up on the infield. This will not get the job done. Third baseman TJ Schofield, Sam makes the catch. It's not often that Juan Fernandez will not deliver a run in that situation. So what you do, you tip your hat to William Suarez for making a good pitch. And now it's going to need a little 2-out magic here from Trip Clark. Infield will retreat with those 2 outs. And the Redhawks scored a run earlier in this game on a wild pitch. The pitch, Clark takes up and in. Over 3,000 here tonight. Number 4 last night. Clark 0 for 3, look at that first knock of the game. Sends a liner to left field, and it is in for a base hit by Trip Clark. Nelson scores, and the Redhawks lead 4-1. Trip Clark delivering again for the FM Redhawks. His 13th run batted into the season. Clutch 2-out knock for Trip Clark. Just line that thing into left field. Boy, Clark has just done some work. Not only is that drive a run in, not only is that a 2-out hit, not only to put yourself on, but you also get Dylan Thomas's bat to the home plate. The Redhawks increase their lead to 4-1 with a base hit by Clark here in the 7th. Thomas has tripled and homered in the game. The pitch is just a bit high. More push-ups for Superfan. Let's see if DT's got another knock in him tonight. The right-hander's pitch is outside with a fastball, 93. Like we said, it's the little things. Leadoff walk to Andy Nelson. Tremendous stolen base. The bunt by Aiden Byrne. And the 2-out pick up your teammate hit by Trip Clark. Thomas with a 2-0 count. Here comes the pitch. Inside, ball 3. What do you think? If it's his green light, I would say yeah. If this is something to Dylan's liking, he'll take a shot. The pitch, and it's not to his liking. It's a 4-pitch walk, and that brings Jose Sermo's bat to home plate. It's also going to bring Mark Brewer, the pitching coach, out to the mound. Jose Sermo. Well, Thomas on for the 3rd time in the game. Hawks lead 4-1. They've out-hit Winnipeg 5-4. There is activity in the Winnipeg bullpen. Your Kansas City Monarchs run update, they've added 2 more and have now 19. I'll have to check. I know that some of my colleagues are doing the record book check. But the Monarchs now have scored 60 runs in their last 3 games. They lead Sioux Falls side 19-3. That game is in the 9th inning. 4-1 here. A little tighter at Newman tonight. Well, can Jose find something to barrel and separate this game in the 7th? Suarez, the pitch is a good located fastball, 94, knee high, outside corner. You know what Jose could do with that? Probably line it to left field. That's where that would have been. Jose looking for something in that swing zone. 2 on, 2 out. And the pitch. Pulled foul. A little off-speed pitch right there. That shift on in play. We see this. The shortstop, Ray Patrick Ditter, is on the second base side of second. The second baseman, Keyshawn Lynch, smack dab between first and second in shallow right field. First baseman, Pelletier, is deep. And strike 3 came in the back door and struck him out. Boy, Williams Suarez snuck one in, and the RedHawks will have to settle for 1 run on 1 hit. They leave 2 on. We're through 7 tonight at Newman. New score, Fargo-Moorhead 4, Winnipeg 1. This is FM RedHawks baseball. Well, we go to the top of the 8th inning. And the top of the 8th inning, it'll be Ramon Brasco, Robbie Enriquez, and Max Murphy due up. It might need programming there from our radio side. I'm hearing some echo there. The pitch on the way, fouled away by Brasco. Ramon has struck out twice and walked today, facing Mason Pelio, the RedHawks reliever for the first time. So Brasco, Enriquez, and Max Murphy here in the 8th inning for Winnipeg. Hawks trying to put another one in the win column as Pelio misfires high. RedHawks winners of 4 straight. They salvaged a game that serves with Milwaukee last Sunday. Won Tuesday against Kansas City, won Wednesday against Kansas City, then lost Thursday. Good pitch. Ooh. Just a little bit away, 2-1 the count. Good location there for Pelio. So 1 Sunday, 1 Tuesday, 1 Wednesday, lost Thursday, 1 Friday. The 2-1 pitch, fouled back. That's 4 of 5, but they get one tonight, 5 of 6. This is a 4-game series. 2 teams will play again tomorrow afternoon at 1. Then Monday night we'll wrap up the series. 4 hit in a row. 2-2 pitch. He got it. Mason Pelio loaded up the big arm and fires one in. 95 mile an hour fastball past the bat of Ramon Brasco. Boy, that's got some giddy up in it. That had a little giddy up in it. That's just a good mix, and boom. Great location too. Got that thing in. A big out for Mason Pelio, and here's Robbie Enriquez, who's 0 for 2 with a walk. Left-handed batting outfielder, and Enriquez takes just a bit low. I love the matchup tomorrow. Wyatt Cheney for the RedHawks. Lamson for Winnipeg.
That's another Ravello tire fall ball. Swing for the fences with Ravello Racetrack all-terrain tires. Find it today, Pitts Tire Service, Valley City.
1 ball, 1 strike to count on Enriquez. And the pitch. Good pitch. Strike 2. Yep, he's painting now. That's at 95 heat. Now, does he go to something off speed, a little secondary? Does he try to blow another one in on the hands like he did Brasco? The 1-2 pitch. Well, he fires low. Two and 2 the count. The pitch fouled back. turned out to a pleasant evening. Yeah, cooler temperatures this weekend. But pleasant, I can tell you that. Blanket night tonight. Two balls, two strikes, one out, top 8. Redhawks lead 4-1. The pitch coming in is pulled towards the Goldeyes dugout. Yeah, nice play over there by the umpire. Give it to the crowd. There you go. Sergio Lucero, the umpire at first base. So Robbie Enriquez steps out, steps back in. Goldeyes with 4 hits in the game tonight. The pitch outside. And Max Murphy has a single. Top of the order, Noah Marcelo has a single. And then Kevin Garcia in the 9-hole has 2 singles. Those are the hits. 3-2 pitch is high. He walked it. Now the Redhawks have walked 6 batters now total between Wicklander and Pelio. There have been 4 hits and 6 free passes, but the Redhawks have also turned 2 double plays in the game tonight. Can they get Max Murphy, who grounded sharply into a 5-4 double play? Fielder's choice in the 6th. Murphy has the only RBI in the game for Winnipeg, and RBI single in the 4th inning. That came with 2 outs. And runner takes off huge. Pelio never checked the runner Enriquez at first. And nobody said anything for the Redhawks defense. I mean, Enriquez was inching off the bag. He gave him a quick look, and then he just started shuffling, taking off. And I'm not so sure anybody yelled to Mason Pelio, because had he stepped off, he would have had him dead to rights. 1-0 pitch to Murphy, and a strike over the inside corner. What does that do, that stolen base? Takes that double play ball out of the equation. Right now, Mason concentrating on the ever-dangerous Max Murphy. An all-star to plate, right-handed batter. The pitch, swing and a miss, and Max over the years, and again, games played, and RBIs, and home runs. He's got a lot of the Winnipeg career records. You know what I like about Max? Old school. He doesn't wear any batting gloves. How many guys can you say that to in this day and age? Chris Coast didn't when he was a Red Hawk. 1-2 pitch, and Pelio spins that nasty breaking pitch past the bat of Max Murphy. Big strikeout for Mason Pelio. Now 3 Ks in relief for the Red Hawks, 9 strikeouts combined. Yeah, that's it. We saw Angelo Cabral last night with that breaking pitch. Yesterday spiked that up in the count, and there's no harm in that. You don't want to throw that for a strike when you're up in the count. And just like that, Pelio gets a strikeout. Now can he get Keyshawn Lynch? 0 for 2 with a walk today. And Lynch, a broken bat flare. Shadow. Richards slipped. Comes in, and the ball drops between Byrne and Richards in left field. A base hit. Enriquez scores, and Winnipeg is pulled within 4-2. Yeah, Jarris had a good beat on that. He took a quick step and then, boom, went right down to his knees. Aiden Byrne tried to race back to left field from short. And it's unfortunate. Yeah, Jarris had it, and that first step boomed down, and that was a dying ball into shallow left field. I think Mason Pelio thinking, oh, he's got it. And then that slippage. Oh, we had a little rain over the weekend. Here's T.J. Schofield Sam. And takes a pitch away. Well, balls in play are important. You never know what can happen when you put a ball in play. And that time Lynch able to drop one in perfectly into left field. As Sam takes a pitch inside 2-0. Again, Winnipeg in the last several innings. Yeah, they had a couple on and one into the 4th, and one on in the 5th, and a couple on in the 6th, and a couple on in the 7th. There's a strike. This game far from over. 2 balls and a strike on TJ Schofield's Sam. Strikeout, fly out tonight. The pitch from Pelio is high. It's going to take a little bit of the bullpen today. Chris Coase getting a couple of innings here out of Pelio, and I'd imagine maybe unless he matches up arms with bats, you got Tyler Jeans available. A right-hander, got some lefties available. There's a ball fouled off. Got a Rovello Tire foul ball. Rovello Tires available at Advanced Tire in Ottawa and Crookston. You can find yours at Schumacher Goodyear in Fargo. 3-2 the count on TJ Schofield Sam. Lynch will take off at first. Sermo plays behind him. The payoff pitch is fouled away, and we'll do it again. Pelio was able to end the top of the 7th inning with a strikeout. Let's see what he does here in the top of the 8th. Tying run at the plate for the Winnipeg Goldeyes. Mason Pelio, the right-hander ready. Payoff pitch is hit towards first. Someone better field it, and Sermo does in fair territory. Fields the ball with his left foot on the base, and that is out number 3. But the Goldeyes do get a run on a hit. They leave a runner on base. We get to the bottom of the 8th inning from Newman. Got a ball game. It's Fargo-Moorhead 4, Winnipeg 2. This is RedHawks baseball. Kia Fargo calling the bullpen. Eli Saul is on. The Goldeyes right-hander. Saul on here. Better call Saul. Saul on in 10 games this year. 9 in the 3rd innings pitched. 8 strikeouts, 6 walks, no record. And an ERA at 4.82. Eli Saul on. Change the game in your driveway with the new Kia from Kia of Fargo. There's 2 teams at it again tomorrow afternoon at 1 p.m. Pre-game at 12:40 on a Sunday afternoon. Monday night back to a 7:02 game. Then the RedHawks will zip through Minneapolis-St. Paul down into Wisconsin, past Madison into Oconomowoc, Wisconsin, where Tuesday night, I should say, the RedHawks in Lake Country score off at 6:35. It's Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, all night games in Lake Country. And then next weekend, the RedHawks on the road in Gary, Indiana, taking on the Railcats. Friday night game at 6:45. Next Saturday at 4 o'clock afternoon, and next Sunday at 2 o'clock next Sunday. Wilkerson takes the ball and a swing and a miss, and the count is even 1-1. 1 ball, 1 strike on Colby. Colby Wilkerson, 0 for 2, 0 for 3 today. Fielder's choice, a fly out, caught looking in the 6th. Wilkerson, Richardson, and Jairus Richards and Fuentes here in the 8th. Saul misses away. The hitting stars today, and RedHawks have put 4 runs on the board and 5 hits, lead it 4-2 in the bottom of the 8th inning. And Dylan Thomas, a couple of extra base hits, a triple and home run today. Here's a 2-1 pitch. Good pitch. Slung in there at 93 for a strike. Trip Clark, big 2-out hit last inning. Fuentes, 1 for 3 with a run scored. Andy Nelson has walked twice and scored 2 runs. 2-2. Got a piece of it, did Colby. RedHawks have scored 1 of their runs on a wild pitch. And then RBIs today for Fernandez on a sac fly, Clark on a single, and Thomas on the home run. Those are your RBIs tonight for Fargo-Moorhead. 2-2 the count on Colby. Trying to set the pace here in the bottom of the 8th. And a good eye, Colby. Fastball runs away, 3-2. Spurs lead the Knicks 40-34 with 70-plus seconds remaining in the second quarter. 3-2 the count. Eli Saul the pitch, and a ground ball hit. Slows up in the grass, scooped up by the second baseman Lynch, who throws on to first for the out. Brings up Jairus Richards. Goldeyes in the top of the 9th inning, by the way, will have numbers 7, 8, 9 Ray Patrick Ditter, Pelletier, and Garcia. We'll see who the RedHawks go with in the ninth inning to try to save the game. Saul misses outside to Richards. But I'll tell you, from a RedHawks perspective, a little insurance run would not hurt here in the bottom of the eighth inning. Leading 4-2. Hawks have led from the get-go. Right-handers 1-0 delivery. Well struck and fouled away. One ball, one strike, one out, bottom eight. Saul, the pitch, fouled back. Eli Saul is a Canadian from Vancouver. Spent time in Texas organization at the AA level, but from Vancouver, British Columbia. His right-hander, Jairus Richards, trying to lock in here. The 1-2, got a piece. He sat on that spinner. In fact, Winnipeg's got a couple guys from BC. Dominic Hambley is a Victoria, British Columbia native. Jack Seward is from New Westminster, British Columbia. A few Canadians on the club. 1-2 pitch, and again, a little backdoor slide piece right there, and Richards fouls it away. Schofield Sam is from Ontario. Pelletier, I believe, also Canadian. Good representation of the country. Richards pulls this one right side, and it's knocked down. Now it's a race to the base, and he'll win it. Richards wins it. That's an infield hit for Jairus Richards, and for Jairus' second hit of the game. Rafael Pelletier diving at first, got a glove on it, ricocheted over towards Keyshawn Lynch, the second baseman, with the pitcher Eli Saul trying to cover the bag. It'll be a base hit for Jairus Richards. So the RedHawks with a one-out base runner. Richards also a guy that I imagine Chris Coast could maybe put in motion. So a little insurance run on the base pass for Fargo-Moorhead. We saw the RedHawks' Andy Nelson steal a base. Richards has a nice lead. The set, and there he goes. The first offering is a strike. No throw. That's a stolen base. Nice and clean for Jairus Richards. The second of the day for Fargo-Moorhead. Stolen base presented by SirSpeedyFargo.com. Sir Speedy, print, signs, marketing. Well, 298-98-98. One strike on Brian Fuentes. Can Fuentes knock him in? The pitch, and floats in for a strike. Oh, 2 the count. Again, an insurance run in scoring position for Fargo-Moorhead. Fuentes today 1 for 3 in the game. Eli Saul, the pitch home, and he wastes that one away. Let's see if this Brian Fuentes, of course, the glove. We knew when the RedHawks acquired Brian, you're getting a good defensive player, but why his bat has been barking during this homestand. The 1-2 pitch, and he sends one foul off to the right.
Another Ravella tire and fall ball. Ravella delivers complete game performance and a home run price. Find him at Schumacher, Goodyear, and Fargo. Big Jim's Tire and Transport.
1-2 the count on Brian Fuentes. And the pitch just a bit high and tight. 2-2 the count. Andy Nelson on deck. The set, by Saul. The look back to second, and the pitch just a bit away. Good eye, Brian Fuentes. Now first base is open. Nelson on deck. We'll see what Eli Saul comes with here. That little slide piece down in the zone. And Fuentes able to see it down. Now the payoff pitch. And he went back to it and missed again, and that's a walk. The RedHawks with runners at first and second here in the bottom of the 8th inning. And the batter is Andy Nelson. Dusk starting to settle in, and almost a little early evening settling in at 8:50 in the nighttime. Lights illuminated here at Newman Outdoor Field. Well, Nelly's walked a couple of times, takes the ball here. Andy Nelson, as we said, getting the start today in center. We're for Jesus Luhano, who was struck by a fastball on his knee last night. There'll be a trip to the mound here for Mark Brewer. But Jesus looked fine today in the clubhouse. And just Chris Coe's precautionary, get him a little time off, let that swelling go down, that pain reside. And Jesus will be back in the lineup soon. But Andy Nelson, last night he came in when Jesus was hit, and stole a base, hit a base knock, drove in a run, and today, Nelly's been making the plays in the outfield, and he's drawn a couple of free passes, stolen another base today, scored 2 runs. And again, when the RedHawks get production, you talk about, look at Richards in that 6-hole. 2 hits and a stolen base. Fuentes a hit, been on base twice. Nelson's walked twice. Byrne, that 9 spot, is walked, laid down a sac bunt. Nelson takes a strike. But that's production at the bottom. 4-2, RedHawks leading, bottom of the 8th inning. Runners at first and second. Eli Saul on for Winnipeg. And a front door slider in there for a strike. So Nelson has taken the first 2 pitches. Just to get a look at Eli Saul. Now he's going to have to protect the plate. What an insurance run or 2 wouldn't do for the hometown RedHawks here. Here's a pitch high. 6 walks total today for the Winnipeg Goldeyes pitchers. And 6 for the RedHawks, for that matter. 2-2. And the pitch. Tried to sneak one in at 94-mile-an-hour fastball down and away. So Eli Saul's come in here and he's had to throw some pitches. 3-2 the count on Andy Nelson. This is a large one. Jarris Richards at second. Brian Fuentes at first. Payoff pitch is a ground ball up towards the middle, but hit right there. Fielded by Lynch. Touches second. Throws to first. It's an inning-ending double play. Like Keyshawn Lynch fielding that ball literally right on top of the second base bag. And the RedHawks are out. No runs, 1 hit, no errors. They leave a runner. We're through 8. We go to the top of the 9th inning, and our score, Fargo-Moorhead 4, Winnipeg 2. This is RedHawks baseball. Tyler Jeans is on to try to get a save here tonight at Newman Outdoor Field. Takia Fargo called to the bullpen. Tyler Jeans on. A 13th appearance for Tyler Jeans. Can he get 3 outs and sew this one up? And the RedHawks looking to try to take the first 2 games of this series with Winnipeg. So Jeans is on here in the 9th. They'll be facing scheduled hitters Ray Patrick Dinner, Rafael Pelletier, and Kevin Garcia, number 789 in the lineup. So here is Tyler Jeans. Fuentes even with that bag at third, just in case. And the first pitch, swing and a miss. Starting off a little breaking pitch, so Ray Patrick may be looking to ambush that first one, and Jeans spun it in. Tyler Jeans with 2 saves on the year, so this would be his third save of the season. The right-hander's 0-1 is a ball. Down and away. Been one home run hit in tonight's game. Dylan Thomas for the RedHawks, clubbing his 6th of the year. The 1-1 pitch is a ball outside. So no free passes would be the mantra again. Here, we'll see if Tyler come back. 2-1 pitch. There you go. Just came back with the old-fashioned number 1. 94 fastball fouled back. RedHawks pitchers and Mason Pelio goes 2 innings in relief tonight. Pelio 2 innings, 2 hits, 3 strikeouts, 2 walks. RedHawks pitchers with 9 strikeouts in the game. Ball fouled right, back off the press box. Oh, right into the fan. It seems to be all right. Took in that lower lumbar region. And gentlemen, they got hit by the ball. And everybody's saying, give him the ball. He got hit by the ball. I feel for you, man. Gentleman got hit by the ball. Nobody has told Teresa's superfan, but the guy that got hit should probably get that ball, and there's ball 4. And the other fans were saying, give it to him, and there you go. See, Teresa's so smart. She's like, here you go. You got hit by it? Yeah.
First baseman, number 45, Rafael
Well,
Pelletier.
that's a leadoff walk. So now the RedHawks are in a spot. They'll trade this next batter for a base for an out. That'd be one. They'd even trade another base for an out. The walks are the things that hurt. Pelletier takes a strike. RedHawks got to cut down if there's a couple things. And the pitching staff, at times been fine, but they could cut down on the free passes. And sometimes there are good walks. And strike 2. Boy, Tyler Jeans came right back, and he's up on Pelletier. 0-2. But not in the 9th inning, not late in games. So Tyler Jeans good enough to pitch around that leadoff free pass. Big Tyler Jeans fan, like Tim when he arrived on the scene a season ago for Fargo-Moorhead. The 0-2, little tapper foul. Pelletier 0 for 3 today with 3 fly ball outs. Hawks leading 4-2. We're in the 9th inning. Winnipeg with a man at first and nobody out. Runner takes off. Pitch is hit to left field. This is trouble. That's going to get a run in, possibly. On his way to third is Ray Patrick Ditter. Throw's going to come into second. Ray Patrick Ditter's going to score. It's an RBI knock by Pelletier, and Winnipeg is now within a run. It's 4-3. Eighth run batted in for Rafael Pelletier, and the runner going. That ball hit to left field down the line. Richards did a nice job of cutting that off. Now, I thought Richards was maybe come home. They may or may not have had a play. It would have been tight. The smart thing, though, I guess, knowing Ray Patrick Ditter's speed, let him get in and then just keep Pelletier to a single. At least then you don't have the tying run in scoring position. If you throw it home, that gives up an extra base. But the RedHawks in a little pickle now here in the 9th inning. Garcia, the batter, takes a strike. And the Goldeyes, since the 4th inning on, have applied a little pressure in the 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th, and certainly now in the 9th. Leadoff walk is scored in the tying run on base. Right-hander Jeans. Garcia's going to try to bunt him over. Jeans with 4 on the pitch clock comes to the plate. Ball is popped up, and Brian Fuentes was coming in from third, tried to readjust and just didn't have a chance to catch that ball. Hawks lead has been trimmed to 1 run. Now the question is, does Garcia, with 2 strikes, keep the bunt on? Fuentes is still even with third. Left-handed batter. Tyler Jeans the set and the pitch. Swing and a miss. He struck him out. Whew. Tyler Jeans. That's a big one. It's a big strikeout for TJ. Boy, that thing had a little movement on it to go something off it, elevated, good location. Top of the order now, Noah Marcelo. A former Arkansas State hurler, Tyler Jeans. It checks a runner in the pitch. Swing and a miss. Four to 3. Redhawks had to hold on to this lead. 1 out, 1 on. 1 already in here in the 9th inning for Winnipeg. Checking a runner in the pitch. Good pitch. Ooh, just a bit away. That was a tight pitch. A little bit off the plate. Good location. Well, the Hawks have turned 2 double plays today. Can Jeans get Marcelo to roll into one? Swing and a miss, strike 2. He came back and moved one away from his bat. And Jeans appeared in 13 games of the Redhawks a season ago. 1-2 the count on Noah Marcelo. Brasco waits on deck. Had a pitch in the dirt. Not a bad spot. Good block by Juan Fernandez. Another thing about having a good battery mate, you don't have to worry about when you spike a pitch. Fernandez is such a good receiver, good plate blocker. 2-2 the count. Keep our eye on Pelletier, and he might have a pinch run over there at 1B. I'll take a peek here. 2-2 pitch. Just a bit outside. Well, the paying umpires have felt that there's been a couple of strikes thrown. It's an active Saturday night crowd. I mean, Jeans has thrown 2 of those 50-50 balls on that outer half, and now the count is full. You got to come in with something now. You can't afford a free pass. The payoff. Strike 3. This time he dropped it. He dropped the hammer on our outside corner. Tyler Jeans. Back-to-back strikeouts for Jeans. Now that time, Tom Swoboda said, yep, here's my right arm. And now Chris Coase coming out. He's familiar with what Ramon Brasco can do. You got Brasco a switcher, then you got Robbie Enriquez if he reaches. So, again, this game far from over. Trust me. Brasco is a dangerous hitter. Brasco today doubled yesterday. He's 0 for 3 with a walk today, but that's how important this is. Chris Coase coming out with a couple of words with his entire infield. The Redhawks 1 out away from taking the first 2 games of this series. Richards in left, Nelson in center, Dylan Thomas in right. Got to play that a little bit back here, no doubles. You don't want a ball to get over your head with a man on first. And if you're Winnipeg, what do you do with that runner on first? Here's the pitch. Swing and a foul back out of play. Again, good barreled ball there from Ramon Brasco. And Tyler Jeans trying to earn that 3rd save for him this season. Trying to hold it for Patrick Wicklander. 1 strike on Brasco. The pitch just a bit outside. And here come the fans. One ball, 1 strike on Brasco. Jeans has made it tough because he is just nibbling with that heater. And that one is away, ball 2. Leverage situation. Leadoff walk. Ray Patrick Ditter, he scored on the hit by Rafael Pelletier. Then Gene struck out Garcia, struck out Marcelo. And the pitch, swing and a foul. Big cut. Boy, Brasco not looking to get a knock. He was looking to give Winnipeg a lead. And now the RedHawks are one strike away from sewing up their second straight win and their fifth win. 5 out of 6. Tyler Jeans okays the sign from Juan Fernandez. Checks the runner in the pitch. Swing and a miss. He struck him out. Tyler Jeans reached back for the big stuff and he threw it past the bat of Ramon Brasco. And the Fargo-Moorhead RedHawks have won it 4-3 tonight here at Newman. Boy, Tyler Jeans. That is big boy baseball on the mound out there. He really battled in the 9th inning. For Winnipeg, 1 run, 1 hit. They strand one, and this one's over tonight. The RedHawks win it on a tight game, 4-3 over their rivals from the north, the Winnipeg Goldeyes. 4 runs, 6 hits, no errors for Fargo-Moorhead. 3 runs, 6 hits, no errors for Winnipeg. Patrick Wicklander, the win, he's 2-1. Rio Kamagashi, in the loss, he's 0-1. Tyler Jeans, his 3rd save of the year. Game was played in 2 hours and 58 minutes. 2:58 the time. Our post-game show with Chapman RedHawks manager Chris Coase coming up around the corner. We got a final tonight from Newman. RedHawks are starting to string wins together. 4-3 the final. RedHawks win it. Post-game show is next. This is FM RedHawks Baseball.